And hello, everybody! Welcome to a new episode of Adventure Rolls Winds of Calamity, a weekly, or occasionally weekly, Zelda D&D game. I am your friendly neighborhood dungeon master for the evening, Fisk, aka Literary DM. Thank you all so much for understanding why we're taking last week off. We all missed you very much, but we are happy to get back to the swing of things and continue all this. Whoa! Has it really almost been a year, dude?
Yeah, man.
Dang, jeez. Okay.
What's our plans for our anniversary?
I don't know. Feeling fisky.
Better be a level up.
Gee, I haven't heard that one before, Mark. Okay, quick story. No joke. I literally, one time, there was a nickname saying Frisky Fisky. I'm not kidding. And I hated it.
Amazing.
But of course, also high school. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Anyway, embarrassing stories aside, let's get into tonight's episode, and let's go ahead and introduce you to our party, because we don't have a lot of announcements. Just again, thank you all for understanding. We missed you all last week, and we are glad to get into this. So, starting with the first of our twins, Rachel.
My name is Rachel / Pip, and I stream over on Marquee Gaming with Marquee, and I stream on Mondays at 3:30 CST. I stream art. It's always a fun time, and sometimes I'll stream other times, but Mark's been doing Zelda now, so which is fine. I don't really like streaming on Saturdays anyway. So, well, no. I'm antisocial on Saturdays.
If I stream on Saturdays, don't show up.
No. I don't want anyone to come. No, I don't mean that. More just, it's. I'm antisocial on Saturday. It's just my thing now. I don't know. Anyway, just moving on. I love all of you. You know that. Okay. I play Scissory. Rogue Paladin. That's all I have to say.
Can you tell we're excited to be back? We're off to a great start, ladies and gentlemen. We love you all. You want to keep digging, Rach, or are we good to go?
No, I'm good.
Okay, great. All right, jumping over to our other twin, Mike.
As always, let the other twin clean up the mess that Scissory made. Hello, I'm Michael, also known as Bardic Dice, who is running super late. So I'm here though, it's fine. Work. But I also stream on Twitch. So I stream Wednesdays and Thursdays while Beyond the Witchlight, which Lit and Silent are in. And Thursdays is a homebrew Fates United with Rachel and Mark. A lot of fun, both 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But on this channel, I play the second half of the Twilight Twins, Apham, who is a level 2 Oracle, level 1 Rogue. And also helping my twin out on her announcement. She's an amazing artist and does some of our designs. So go check her out. She is also the official artist on Fates United as well. So super fun times.
Great designs all around. She is also one of the official artists for our stream. So she helped out with all the character designs and they look amazing. But now let's go ahead and jump down to one of our other players who likes to fly off and be rather silent.
Hi. My name is Silent Legend. I also stream. Try to stream on Mondays, but for sure Fridays. And you don't usually see like my human face. I'm usually playing as an avatar, but And yeah, that's me. I play Aaron. He is a Rito Ranger, and yes, as stated, he likes to fly off alone a lot. It's kind of dangerous, I admit.
It's gonna bite you in the butt one of these days. Like,
we're going indoors, and you can't really fly anywhere.
You don't know. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm waiting for the day.
Right, I'm waiting for it too.
All right. Anybody go check out Silent. Makes amazing content. The streams are great, and honestly, the VTuber avatar is actually really good. So go ahead and check him out. Give him a follow if you haven't already, and subscribe if you want. Subscribe to everybody here if you want. It's great. But ending everything out, Mark.
Hi everybody, I'm Mark of Marky Gaming. Here on this channel, I do my character Attic. He is a level 3 Sheikah Artificer. So that's what I do here. He's crazy. I'm listening to rock music right now to get myself in the right headspace because it's been 2 weeks. But it's a good time. And then also I do stream D&D on Sundays, Beacon Zora. It's our game. Mike and Rach play in it. Let's always predicting the plot and dooming my players. It's great. It's a good time. So
He predicted the plot that we would win, though.
that's good.
I did.
So helping the
So
players
he used
this
his
time.
powers for good this time.
I used my
Used his
powers for
powers
good this time because the last
Yeah.
time I made a joke prediction, I felt really bad. So yes.
Yeah, come join us on Sundays, 2 p.m. CST.
It's all a good time. Join Mark. Are you going to be doing Majora's Mask this weekend, or?
I believe I will be at some point.
All right. Well, we'll see if I'll be able to hop in on that one. I can't wait to see you tackle the bridge again. It's going to be a great time.
That dungeon this time. So
Are you serious?
yeah, I got the Goron mountain stuff.
Y'all are going to want to join this one because the last time that was probably the closest I ever saw to a mental breakdown on stream. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh dear.
It was rough.
It was rough.
Oh dear.
I was convinced that Rach was gonna come up there and just give you a hug because the struggle was so bad. But I loved it. So, oh my gosh, nailed it, Mike. All right, well. We're off to a chaotic start, but again, thank you all so much for joining. As always, we love your the support is always felt, and we can't thank you all enough. Also, again, thank you to Rach and D. Lee, the official artists of our stream. They made amazing character designs and honestly have just helped bring the world of Zelda to life in a very interesting way. So, love how they look, and let's go ahead with that. I don't think we have any other announcements. With that, let's go ahead and jump into tonight's episode of Winds of Calamity. One of these days, we might have an intro. We'll see. So let's go ahead.
I'm still committing to the Winds of Calamity thing, but I guess sorry, it's fine. It's whatever. It's fine.
It's fine. All right. When last we left our heroes, you all had discovered that the sea chart led to just outside of one of the bands of the everlasting storm, the Eye of Calamity. You then took it and spoke with Linebeck about the chart, finding out that it would lead you all to a ghost ship of sorts that he and Zarek were searching for some time due to its apparent connections to family members that had disappeared decades ago. Linebeck mourned the loss of Zarek in his undead state and mentioned that you all could join him, potentially, and that at most he would need potentially a week to gather supplies if you would so choose to join him. You all then to talk to one another about the potential path forward, where Adek informed Sisri that he is indeed half Gerudo, and the stigma that comes with that is the reason as to why he decides that to not share it with the rest of the public. The following day, Captain Jimmy mentioned that the city was on lockdown, but the group had permission to leave due to their helpfulness. Aaron went to the end of the interrogation regarding Bolin, the Goron tattoo artist, and discovered that he was indeed innocent. While Avon managed to go shopping and get what he desired, and for a cheap price, I might add. Though the thing may also be cheap. We'll see. Apart from that, ending with Scissory and Adek shopping, having fun with Robbie's experiment on a strange device that seemed to harness wild magic. And the rest of the party then partook, managed to get 50 rupees as a reward. While the device seemed faulty, he hesitantly agreed to hand up potentially over blueprints to the party. We'll see. He is considering it. And from there, you all decide to go ahead and leave the city, heading toward the tower to find the missing Shad. And we pick up, as you all have been on the road for about half a day. And as the sun is beginning to set, you have decided to make camp off in the woods, off the side of the road. You have about half a day's journey left to the tower. As you all are making camp, what do you do?
And just to remind myself,
Yes.
this is the same day, right?
Yes,
So if I use spells, they're used.
correct.
Okay.
Yep, it is the same day. It's the end of the day, so the sun is setting. For our Twilight twins, thankfully, the dark is coming, so it's not as hard to see. Campfires being set for one to keep you all warm, as well as for those who are not blessed with dark vision like our Twilight twins.
Fair enough.
Avon will probably help stoke the fire a bit and cook some old boar meat. So it's a little chewier, but it's still pretty good. Get some stuff going for people. Also, I'm eating, so that's why.
No worries.
I am also casting Alarm.
Perfect.
That's my last spell slot, so the good thing we're going to sleep.
Oh, it's your last spell slot, you say?
No, I mean, I still have all three. What are you talking about?
No worries.
I will pull out my project number 1 and begin to tinker with that.
Number 1.
Number 1.
Hold on, I need to remind myself of project number 1. Okay, got it. Go ahead and make an intelligence check with proficiency for me. For a second there, I thought you were grabbing a book. I was like, why do you need a book for an intelligence check?
My dice were put up there.
You
my
need the
dice.
book.
Intelligence
fine
with
one eye.
proficiency?
Because tinkering, yep.
Wow. I get the +1, right? Because of Tinker Tools? I think that's part of that. Okay. That would end up being a 26 then.
26. Okay. You seem to be getting decent headway. You at least start to make some bit of frames that can indeed start to support what you are making. As you all are looking, you do notice that the deck appears to be making at least one portion of almost like frame of glasses.
Okay.
Wow. What you doing?
No, you want to help me?
Does this mean you guys are volunteering for First Watch? Cool.
He's like looking between his book and what you're working on. What are you working on?
I think you'll like it.
Okay. He closes the book. So walks over. What are you working on?
Here, hold still, and I'll take them and kind of like measure them up to his face. How does this feel on your head?
I don't know because I don't know what you're doing.
Just how's it feel? Does it hurt?
I don't know. No, I don't. Yes, you tell me.
Is it supposed
I don't even know what's happening in real life.
They're just like glasses frames.
Oh, okay. Oh, no.
Okay, cool. And then here, which of these tints of glass think work the best for you? Look at the fire. See how which helps the most.
Like 1 or 2,
Yeah, 1 or 2.
or 2 or 3.
Yep. Keep switching them out.
I'll go back to 1.
Okay.
Just like the worst eye doctor visit ever.
It's the Family Guy bit. Number 1, number 2. Jafar needs glasses. Just number 1, number 2.
What does he see?
Just tinted glass.
It's tinted glass. What you see is very interesting, though. As you're looking into the fire, whichever ones go between you decide is best, you notice that a little bit of the light seems to be dimmed, and it's not as harsh to look at.
Oh. Like almost like stained glass.
Kind of. It's hopefully going to make it so that I've noticed the light seems rough on your eyes. You're squinting a lot during the day of the sun, so
Is that what we're doing? I'm sorry.
I thought you were winking at me for a little bit, but
Yeah.
I learned that it's probably.
I've heard a
this
lot
one.
of people think it looks like I don't like them, but it's just it's the squint. It's what it is. Yeah.
But yeah, trying to put something together for you and your sister. Help you out, maybe.
Very nice of you, actually. Thank you. Impressive.
Yeah.
Good work. He'll help as much as he can. Not that he probably has a whole lot to help here, but just kind of learning and giving him an extra hand.
Yeah, the biggest thing would be that the nice part is since you and Scissor are twins, you could basically be a decent model for rough idea of head size and potentially even things with eyesight. So, potentially.
Do you want to model this off? Like, do a little spin for Attic or something?
Oh, absolutely.
Wait.
Yeah, I
Right,
put
this
them
means-
on.
Nice.
Okay. So what are these for? I wasn't listening.
Helping with the sunlight, so you don't need to squint as much.
Oh,
But
awesome.
I'm trying to make them a little sturdy because I know we adventure and stuff, so maybe I don't want them to get broke.
That's true.
I know some people have like glasses like that, but they just break real easily when they get hit in the face or something.
It's true.
Really? You break
Yep.
that
Yeah,
But
be
so
So I'm
careful
gonna
with
try to make
yours.
them a little more sturdy.
deeper in a bag. His like studying glasses that he has put on, like at the edge of his nose, and he's just like, I don't want these to break.
A combo of these glasses with the hat, we're gonna be unstoppable even.
If your glasses do break too, I can fix them most likely, as long as it's not too
No.
serious.
We can come back to the hat one. It's temporary.
You look amazing in it.
Sure.
Pretty dopers, honestly.
Yeah, it's dopers.
Here's your tea, and he just hands tea out to Chisri.
Perfect.
I think the only other thing that I might do at night, like before we go to bed, is I would like, as Avam's probably like really busy looking at things, I would like slowly slide over. Like I would like put, actually not slowly, I would like just put the two pictures of what Attic captured of the two different places. Be like, can you draw these, please?
Are you talking?
What?
Talking to Avum or talking to Attic?
Yeah, Avam.
Oh. What? Why? You already have a copy.
Yeah, but he said that they don't last.
Oh.
So like I want them to forever.
Temporary. I see.
Mm-hmm.
You could hold them in your heart forever if you want. But pictures.
No. I have to remember them in every single detail. Please.
I mean, normally you forget things with the people you talk to. You know, to the 2-week remember window, you know?
I remember lots of things. Just stuff I
Really?
want to remember.
That's fair.
Anyway, that is
Sure.
more proof that you should draw this for me. If you think my memory's so bad.
Well, I'm just speaking with certain friends that offer you gifts and things that you forget about within 2 weeks, so. Don't worry about it. Never mind. I'm sure Attic you'll remember everything Attic paints for you. It's fine.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Anyway, can you draw these or not?
Sure. Yeah, I could easily trace these. It's fine.
Thank you.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
you won't need to make a check. Tracing it over even doing a little bit of like 1-page deal, easily done. It will take you some time to do so, but not necessarily all that time consuming. As you all are doing this, Deck, you're messing with the frames. Cizri and Avum are having this discussion. Outside of laying down the wire for the alarm, is there anything that Aaron is doing?
Keep an eye out.
Just keeping an eye out. All right. Perfect. In that case, Aaron, well, the good news is you're in a forest, so you basically get expertise to this check. Go ahead and make a perception check for me. It is at night, so we'll be at disadvantage.
I'll be at disadvantage. Okay.
Yeah. Because you're looking out. You're basically looking from a fire out into the darkness. So.
That is 21. Rolled a 12 and a 15.
Dang, man. All right. I love it. As you're kind of looking off in the distance, you manage to go a little bit ways off the road to really avoid any major attraction from passerbys. But you do notice that there appears to be a little dim light, almost like that from a torch, just slowly walking down the road. Not really heading toward you all, just seems to be just walking down the road.
Awesome.
So, Aaron.
Hmm?
What are you doing again in this tower? Isn't this a super secret mission or something?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you want to tell us? We won't tell anyone.
I told you. I can't even tell you.
Oh, you don't know?
No, if I told you, I'd have to kill you myself.
Okay, that
So
joke.
wait.
It's
You
not
can
a
take
joke.
us on the super secret mission, but you can't tell us what the super secret mission is.
Well, as
don't
long as
think
you
you
don't
know.
know the actual purpose.
That makes no sense, because we're gonna see what you're doing.
Yeah, we're gonna know.
So if you're gonna have to kill us anyway, might as well tell us.
Yeah, true.
3 out of
You
1
can't do
at
it
that
alone,
point, too.
probably.
Listen, I'd rather not. Please, just stop asking about it.
Give us a hint. Just a little hint.
I see him breaking.
A little bit.
How about I sleep on it and I will decide in the morning.
I'll give you.
What
a
if something
reward.
happens to you? We can go on in your stead to complete this mission.
Trust me when I say they'll send someone else to do it.
Not if we're already there. It saves your people plenty of time.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care.
They don't care about you?
You know, you need to work for someone that cares about you. Maybe you should
Okay.
change jobs.
It's not
We
that they
care
don't-
about you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, but it's not like they don't care about me personally. It's just we were kind of trained to be expendable,
So they secretly care about you, just like your mission.
kinda.
Interesting.
Actually, what I say, I'd rather not put any targets on your backs. If I were to tell you, that's exactly what would happen.
Too late for that.
That is true. Remember when someone tried to assassinate me like 2 days ago?
She literally has a target on her neck.
Yeah. Well, not
That-
anymore.
That's fair, but
Fair.
still, I mean, that had nothing to do with what I'm doing. So
Yeah. Well, we are going to see what you're doing in the tower, though. So, I mean, it's not going to be a secret for long.
maybe. I don't even know if it's there. It's just a rumor.
Oh, so something's there.
That's a great hint. I don't even need to push anymore. I'm gonna try to see if I can guess what it is.
If you can find it before he does.
Yes. If I find it before you do and you don't want to tell me, Aaron, just like wink at me. Just do like a really subtle wink, and then I'll know.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good night.
That being said, who's taking first watch?
I'll go first with
Sure.
whoever.
Okay.
I'll stay up. I gotta finish these sketches anyway.
I'm already like putting puppers over myself.
Perfect. With that-
Ava.
Yes.
If there's any time while like Aaron like starts falling asleep, like 5 minutes later, Avum just jokingly takes like a tinkering tool over on a deck and just like pounds something really loud, just to simulate
swear
the
to
hotel
God.
room. I'm joking. Sorry. Just it's joking, right? Is that haha in a group? Okay. Sorry. Go to sleep.
I thought it was funny.
Thank you. Must be a science bro joke.
So with that, Avum and a deck, since you are up first, go ahead and make perception checks for me. A deck with disadvantage since you don't have dark vision.
Is this one of the skills that has bonus to it?
I don't believe it might. I don't believe so.
I don't think so. 16.
16.
Except for my sketch. 17.
17. Okay. You both are looking around and don't really notice anything as the night progresses. Is there anything you all care to do while you're up for your outside of tinkering and obviously making the sketches? Is there anything you all care to do before you go to sleep and move forward to the next rotation?
So we didn't see the person with the torch. That was just Aaron, right?
That was just Aaron. The person has seemed to have long passed.
So it wasn't like passing near us or anything. It's just like in the distance.
It was off in the distance. So it seems to be along the road. Aaron would have noticed it seemed to be along the road, but didn't seem to be heading your way at all.
Cool.
Yeah, just tinkering, keeping watch.
Perfect. It's a largely quiet, uneventful shift. You are able to get a good amount of tinkering done. I'd say a deck, you would definitely get a good way on the frames. Not to the point of where you would necessarily be able to get the magic infused fully onto the lenses or even in it, but you're definitely on your way to a good point. Maybe even take a little bit of design input from Avum as to how they should look.
Yeah, I'll question them.
Like rounded edges, maybe instead of square.
Oh, sure.
Just a thought. Yeah.
In the middle a little more.
And with that, as your rotation ends, go ahead. Second rotation, I guess, would be Scissory and Aaron, or you can break it up. It's up to you.
Hey, we never did figure that out, did we?
It's probably better if... Well, I guess it depends. I feel like Scissory would be like, oh, I could be by myself, but everyone kind of knows she misses things a lot, so...
Yeah, so probably best we both do it.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And with the alarm spell, you're able to do at least a decent gap of rotation. At this point, the sun seems to be coming up. Go ahead and make perception checks for me. Aaron, you're still at disadvantage, but you basically have expertise.
Awesome.
Oh, 19. That's actually pretty good.
16 and a 15.
Okay.
Sorry. 20 something. I don't know.
You're fine. Well, the good news is finally a paladin in one of our games had a great perception roll.
I'm crazy!
Again, largely uneventful. Aaron, you're definitely probably keeping an eye out for the whoever that torch wielder was. Very long gone at this point, since it's almost early morning. Again, uneventful. Nothing really seems to be heading toward your camp. It was a largely restful night.
Awesome.
So, is there anything you all care to do? And with that, you all come to consciousness. Having been fully rested, go ahead and hit long rest. So you get all your spells back. For those of you who need to prep spells, go ahead and prep them. As you know, at this point, you have about half a day's journey until the tower. With that, is there anything you all care to do before you head out for the day?
Are those sketches done, or do I need to do another night?
They're done. Doing those sketches is fairly simple, considering it's more or less just tracing. It's not that, so...
Avum puts like detailed notes on the back, like Avum lore line,
Yeah.
or attic lore line, like certain dates, things like that.
Yeah. So, perfect.
Scrapbooks.
Nice. I like it.
So yeah, Scissory, Avum gives you your permanent sketches.
You. Ah, these are perfect. Thank you. And she's like super eagerly like putting them in her own like book thing. Like precariously like scrapbook type of thing.
Twilight Twins definitely a scrapbook for sure.
I
said the Twilight Twins definitely a scrapbook for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Well,
every occasion.
Always.
Well, the weather today, temperature-wise, seems to be fairly normal. It would probably be about like equivalent to 70-75 degrees Fahrenheit. The clouds do seem to be rolling in. And it seems that at one point, potentially by the time you get to the tower, it could start to have a light little bit of drizzle. Is there
Good morning.
Yes. And as you all start to leave for the tower, heading back onto the road, just out of curiosity, what pace are you going at specifically? Fast, medium, slow? Are you trying to stealth your way up to the tower?
I would go normal unless told otherwise. So
Fair enough.
I think I would too.
I think as we're approaching the tower, I think we should stealth.
Oh, you
Please.
think it's dangerous?
Never know.
Okay.
I mean, if you want us to be quiet. We can be quiet.
Probably
Of course,
best
once we get to the tower.
Of course.
Perfect.
So, Duch, what's project number 2 then?
Oh, my armor.
Nice. All right. How long?
I
do you
got
think it's gonna
some
take?
more I gotta do. I don't know. Maybe a night or 2, 3. I don't know. We'll see.
Impressive.
Sometimes you run into problems. Gives you some extra time.
Like dangerous problems, or just like, oh, gotta start over problems?
Like, it's 2 plates just overlap wrong, and they have to like be a little better, or too big of a gap. You know, little things.
I get that. Make 2 potions and one's like just slightly less. You got, yeah, I get it. Yeah. Okay.
Potency, you know, who diluted, that kind of thing.
They talk science stuff or what?
Oh yeah, I'm standing behind them, like walking, not saying anything, just like. And anytime Ava might look back at me, I'm just like just smiling at him.
Do you need another sketch or something?
You seem so happy. That's all.
Yeah, there's plenty of boar meat. It was delicious. I was very cranky the other day.
Yep. I don't have much to do though, aside
Perfect.
from if we get to the tower.
Yeah, it's a fairly quiet travel. You do have to at one point go along the road, go a little bit off the beaten path as Aaron is guiding you all through these paths. Luckily, you're unable to get lost, and he goes through the brush, over and under various fallen logs as they're rotted away. Soon, the drizzling of the rain starts to come forth. You are still okay to fly for right now, Aaron. However, if your feathers get any more damp, you will be unable to fly. But as of right now, you're starting to approach the tower. At this point, go ahead and make stealth checks for me, everybody.
Real quick as well.
Yes.
Since we're like going more into the brush, I'm assuming not, but I know Avum's really like on the lookout for like exotic plants or anything that'd be like very interesting that catches his eye. Would there be anything that maybe they just see on the way that he kind of like snips and grabs for study?
Go ahead and make a perception check for me, followed by a nature check.
22, I think, on perception. Yeah,
Okay.
22, and then it said nature.
Yeah.
What is that? 13.
Okay. You're not really able to find anything necessarily exotic, but you're able to find things like white daffodils. So things that could potentially be used for potions, but probably nothing incredibly potent.
Anything? Are they still different than what we'd find in the Twilight Realm?
Oh, very different. Well, in a way. These things, so how the Twilight Realm works is based upon your study, is that the Twilight Realm in its positioning is behind the Light Realm. So you would know that this is like taught in Twilight school, more or less. It's tradition. It's a shadow. So basically, anything that you see here, you have seen it in the Twilight Realm, but it's its shadow version.
Interesting. Okay. So there's not too many things outside of cultural that maybe we haven't seen besides like exotic stuff. Okay.
Pretty much.
We'll probably just snag one just for, research stuff.
Perfect. All right. And with that, as you're going, you go off a little bit of beaten path, pick some of the flowers just for a little bit of research. Go ahead and make stealth checks for me.
That would be a 9.
11.
Okay.
18.
14.
All right. So the lowest is 11, the highest is 19, correct?
18.
18.
I got a 9.
No,
Yeah, you got a
9. Okay.
I like being the top of stealth. This is fun.
Plate, man. It's the plate armor. It's just not tight enough.
Yeah. As you all are starting to walk through the forest, you start to notice that you're starting to enter into a little bit of an opening. You notice that there is this tower, and it appears to be crumbling, with one area on the left right for archers to stay attentive. And you do notice that there is actually an archer up there. It appears to be almost like a red-skinned creature, medium in size, with almost like that of a pig face. On the ground, there appears to be a cannon that seemed to be crashing down from the roof as it is cracked down the middle and completely sundered. Vines are currently growing over the top of it. On the outer portions of the ruin are guard housing units, but they're all completely crumbled. You notice that there appears to be a guard rotation of these pig-like creatures. But the next thing to catch your eye is something completely almost embedded into the ground. It starts at a base and then goes up into a cone with a single eye, but it appears to be decayed and unmoving at this point. And then your eyes scan and you look, you see it on a giant tree. Tied to it is Reyna. And you notice that there's an unlit torch at her feet. You don't seem to have been attracted any attention at the moment.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop them just at the tree line, like just before the tree line.
Enough of you passed that check, by the way.
Yes.
Hostile, I assume.
Yeah, do I recognize what these creatures are?
So for the creatures, I'd say go ahead and make a nature check. For the other thing, that would need to be an Arcana check.
Okay. 15 nature. Arcana 22.
15, 22. What were we going to say, Aaron?
I was gonna say if I can do the nature check also.
Go ahead.
Actually, with the nature check.
So this wouldn't be something that'd be shadowed, though, right? Just natural stuff?
These are natural.
Yeah.
You are this is an intelligence check, so you should get advantage because you're still not advantage. Expertise because you're still in your favorite terrain.
Gotcha. Not, but you said advantage or
no? Expertise.
Expertise, right? Okay. Actually, modified 20. Sweet.
Okay. Well, for those creatures that seem to be walking around, they almost also have horns or walking around. They are bokoblins. There appears to be almost two just doing general patrols. They appear to be almost wielding wooden clubs. A deck. For the thing, you know that this is a decayed guardian. It is... you're not completely sure if this thing is still active, but there's a chance that it definitely could be.
Eyes immediately go to the Guardian. Ooh, that looks good.
Wait, what is that?
That's
good.
got some good stuff in it.
Oh.
Oh.
Some
Good for
good
you.
pieces. Yeah.
For us.
Oh yeah. It could be really dangerous though. Like,
That was my follow-up. Okay.
Hey,
if
by
it's
the way,
active,
we know.
it's bad. Run.
Okay. By the way, I was going to ask,
Mhm.
do we recognize any of these things? Have we ever seen them before, me and Avum?
I would say for you two, go ahead and make history checks to see if you would have encountered them in like books.
Okay, I got a 17.
5. Okay, 17. Avum,
You
this
read
was
up on that?
There's a reason why. And here's the reason. Avum, this was the part of like classes that you really just skipped over, stories that you just didn't care about. Scissory, this is the part that you absolutely loved hearing about because it was was monsters and excitement.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah.
And so you know that these things are bokoblins. Their exact origin is not known to you, but that thing right there is a decayed guardian, and supposedly, based on rumors, they could shoot lasers from that eye.
Oh, I read about the guardian things you're talking about, Attic. And those bokoblin things, those are no joke. I've always been wanting to fight one of those.
You read what?
What about those things?
Really?
Yeah. Do you not pay attention in class, Avum?
I always pay attention in class.
Hold out!
Okay, I think we're missing the bigger part here. Is that Reina that's tied up over there?
Oh, right. Yeah, that's not good.
How did she get here?
Like your priorities.
That's concerning.
Should we go get her?
Yeah, we should definitely get her.
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I'm sorry. And this might be Avon too. Who's Reina again?
The magic shop girl.
Magic shop girl.
That's what I
Assistant
thought, but I thought we were
to
looking for
Shad.
Shad.
Yeah,
we
assistant
were.
to Shad.
But
So she must have been
Reina-
kidnapped in the last day or something.
Out of character, there was a person with a torch who walked out.
Fair. Okay, cool.
I didn't even make that connection.
I did mention there was.
I was like, how'd she get past us?
Yeah, there was an unlit torch.
Right.
So, yep,
Oh!
The thing that silence stayed silent on.
yep. So now she's captured.
Awesome. Caught up. Avon's
Got
like,
it.
oh, right. Her. Okay. Interesting.
So,
Yeah.
Yes.
the way the tree's positioned and where everyone else is, would there be a way to sneak around and like untie her without people knowing, or is she kind of like in the middle of everything?
Let's go ahead and show you, and go ahead and jump over to our battle screen real
Yeah.
quick.
I'm actually signed in this time.
I know I was
Yeah,
too.
so is Rachel.
Yeah.
So
The twins are learning.
this is what you see currently. Reina appears to be tied up. She appears to be very battered and wounded. The bokoblins don't. So right now, you all would more or less probably be actually over here in brush. The bokoblins and guardians have not seemed to have noticed you just yet.
Okay.
Bokoblins? Is that what they're called?
Bokoblins.
Both goblins, yeah.
Bokoblins. Yes.
Okay. I was like, Bokoblins. Okay. But these are Breath of the Wild monsters, right? Is that where
Yes.
I'm picturing this right? Okay,
Yep.
cool.
These are.
I was like,
the-
I get that reference.
yeah, these are Breath of the Wild iterations of the
Awesome.
of the monsters.
Okay, cool. And so the patrol, like you said, there's some patrolling. Is it just the 3 that we can see, or are they like groups of them?
It's
patrolling?
just, as far as you can tell, it's just the 2 right here. There appears to be a third one up here on archery.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna get my shield out because it looks like we may be going in.
So that's a great question on the patrols. If we could sneak in,
Yeah,
or
we could untie her.
divide up
Her?
2-2 or something, 3-1, make a distraction and tie her.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I mean, one of you quieter people can go get her. I'll take the front line to make sure nothing gets to you if I can.
I can draw the archer away too. I can draw the archer's fire also.
Do you want to get her, Avon?
Yes, I was gonna say you seem to be more up in the battle. I can at least
Yeah, I
be
kinda
watching
wanna
everything. from
Charge
afar.
in. Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
Perfect.
So again, Guardian bad, right?
If it's active.
If it's active. It doesn't look like it works though with its legs. I mean, like walking around wise.
How do we know if it's active? What does it do?
I think
See
we'll know.
my armor, how it's lit up?
Yes.
If you see lights like that, run.
Okay.
What about hitting it though?
Maybe.
Like take it out before it can do anything?
I suggest running.
Oh, we focus on the red guys first, and then.
Sure. Just like I always think it'd be cool to like hit one of those, you know? Maybe later. It's fine.
Yeah, maybe later.
I won't judge you. I've been hearing about these cuckoos that someone at the bar told me to hit, so it's on our bucket list, I guess.
Someone told you to hit those things?
Yeah, they said it was good luck, I guess.
Yeah, it's on it's our big list of things we're gonna do. Touring the light realm.
Bomber wouldn't let me,
Anyways,
but
I heard it's
Am
like
I
a light
gonna-
realm pastime.
yes, that's sorry.
am I gonna run there and take the brunt of it, or like how we
Yeah,
doing
like
this?
Yeah. We
So
could
you
take out
two-
that guy right over there by the tree.
You two can take the two on the ground. I can take the archer. And Ava, you just get Reyna untied and out of here.
Oh,
Okay, I'll take the one on the left, the closer one to the guardian.
Is it this
Sure,
one?
I can take the one on the right. Yeah?
Right.
Okay.
And
Ready to go,
Make sure
team?
you know which way is left and right though, because you just pinged the one on the left. So
Me?
yeah, I think
Is
it
this
was
one
you.
right?
Okay, that was
This is
somebody pinged the one on the left. I thought
Yeah,
it
you
was
said you were going for the one on the left, so I pinged the one
Yeah.
on the left.
Okay,
Someone
that was-
that pinged
all the
that.
colors are so similar. Like they're
Hold
all
on, let's see.
greens.
Why are they all green?
You can change your colors. You guys can change your colors.
No.
Oh, hey, I'm gonna change it.
Do what I
I'm gonna change it.
want.
Click your thing and you can change the color.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm changing my color.
Change this color.
Click your name. Click your name.
Nice blue color.
There we
I did
go. I like it. Okay.
Much
So,
better.
as you all are going in, go ahead and make stealth checks. One last stealth check for me to see if you're able to pull this off.
oh, buddy.
Much better. 19.
Ooh. 23.
23, 19,
I also rolled a 19.
19,
10.
10.
Buddy.
There's
Okay.
my red and roll.
We missed it.
As you're going in, everything seems to be fine, but then a deck. You probably get about here. Scissory, you get about here. And the moment that you get there, a deck, suddenly the Guardian, dong, it lights up and its head begins to swivel. The Bokoblin that's up in as an archer looks and roll initiative.
Can I get
Oh,
a
boy.
surprise on the archer? Considering
No.
I was aiming for it.
No.
Sorry.
Dang it.
To be fair
Dang it,
though,
Ava. I'm just kidding.
he rolled higher on his perception than all of you.
Nice.
Okay, fair enough.
Outside the 23. But yeah.
Me.
But
Okay.
the Guardian also...
I just don't get stealth rolls very well, so
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. Okay.
No, you're good. So with that, a deck.
That's a 22 because I rolled a nat 20 on my initiative.
Nice!
Nice.
Abram,
Ah, that was an 18. 14.
14. Okay. And Scissory,
10 or 12.
12 if you'll come on, cooperate with me. And then Aaron,
19.
19. What's your dexterity?
20.
Okay. Perfect. All right. With that, a deck, you are up first. This other Bokoblin's looking back. He just...
Cool. And the guardian is active. Oh, boy.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. Speed 40? Yeah, okay. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Go ahead, zoom
I'm
out.
gonna run to about here. Is that cover from the guardian?
That'll probably... I would say that'd give you about 3/4 cover, yes.
Okay, if I go one more, do I get full cover?
Sure, yeah, I'd say that.
Okay. On the way, though, I'm gonna take my chest shot. I'm gonna shoot it at the bokoblin that's here, trying to provoke it to come after me.
Perfect. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Alrighty. Right. 21 to hit.
Yeah, you hit.
Nice.
For 9 lightning damage to it.
As it just fires out and hits it almost like at its feet and just goes flying up a bit and then lands back down and just gets back up. It's like, ha! So it's looking rough, but you did a number on it. Is something else you're gonna do this turn?
No, that's all I'm doing for now.
Perfect.
Shield up, ready to block for anything coming at me. But.
Well, the archer that was blowing his horn puts it away and just stomps his feet and then just takes out a bow and then goes and is gonna. Let's see. Are you actually? Take his longbow and. Yep, you're within range. He's gonna take a shot at you, Scissory.
Sounds good.
And that is going to be a 14 to hit.
Miss.
As you just take it, you see your shield and raise it up just in time. It just deflects it and goes. It just points and. And with that, Aaron, you're up. The people below me are going to hate me right now.
Right? I can still fly, right? Like I'm not.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna fly straight up so I can get a better angle on the archer.
Perfect.
And I should be able. That should be within range, right? Yes. Cool. And I'm gonna just take a shot at him.
Go ahead and do so.
As 21 to hit.
Yeah.
Sweet. 28. And that is 5 plus 5, 10 damage.
10 damage. As one shot just goes right into his chest. Just. All right, he is still up.
How far up would I have had to get like a good angle?
I'd say about your fly speed is 50, correct?
Yeah.
You would need to use your full 50 movement to get above that tree line.
Okay, that's it. I'm done.
Perfect. And with that, let's see. Aaron, highs or lows?
Hi.
Okay.
Hi.
Well, as you're looking around, suddenly, Avum, you see a red dot on your chest.
B button. B button.
Suddenly, you just hear beep, and a blast comes to you. Gonna be does a 17 hit?
That's my AC.
Okay, so you're going to take damage.
It's time to deflect.
I want to learn the shield parry at some point.
That's taken into the mechanics. Good news, as you only take 4 points of radiant damage. As you get hit with it, you manage to just slightly dodge out of the way, just barely, as it just skims a little bit across your chest.
He's like going for the watch thing, and then was like, "Oh, it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be." Okay, all right.
Basically, and at which point, Aaron. That's it. That's a natural 20.
Of course it is.
No, that doesn't hit.
This is Pathfinder rules. You need to roll to confirm.
Oh man.
As I need you to take 15 points of radiant damage as you're up in the sky and
That would hurt.
I don't have a lot of health.
Ouch.
all right. And with
Is that same source? Same source?
Same source.
On this one, he'll use his gear thing to
Okay.
reverse that, and make you reroll.
Perfect.
Seeing like him take the massive damage, like, well, that was way worse.
All right.
That was bad.
In the future, it needs to be, we'll say, after the d20 roll. So that way, because I'm going to have to reroll damage. Because I already rolled damage.
I gotcha.
So with that, it was still going to be a hit because I rolled an 18. So instead, it's going to just be 6 points of radiant damage.
That's much better.
Do that for all criticals.
Yeah, you basically get the Grave Cleric level 6 ability at level 2.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yep. And with that, Avum, you're up.
Oh, all right. Yeah, kind of just doing that, seeing the gears go past, seeing like him having his "That's So Raven" moment of seeing that moment. I'm assuming he's gonna move up here to like where Reyna's at. I'm assuming that based on what everyone's talked about, these guardians would not, in his mind, be qualified as a creature, right? For Bane purposes.
For game purposes, purposes, technically, so mechanically, it's a construct. Constructs still count as creatures.
Okay, all right. Then he's going to use his watch and cast out 2 gears. He's going to try and cast Bane on the guardian and the creature in front of it.
Perfect. So that's going to be a charisma check, charisma save, correct?
Yes.
All right. So that's going to be a 15 on the guardian.
Yeah, beats it.
And that's good. And then for the Bokoblin, that's going to be a 12.
And he fails.
Perfect. All right.
You would think a robot wouldn't be that crazy.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping.
You would think. Well, it's not.
It rolled well.
It just rolled well.
It rolled well. Yeah.
Guys, these were made by Sheikah. These are going to be the best things in the world.
Come on.
Okay.
Okay. So as you just go and the gears go out and the gears go around, it just doesn't seem to affect the guardian, but it does affect the Bokoblin. As he just looks around, it's like, ah.
Dang it. All right. Well, that's fine. And then gonna just look up and be like, "It's fine. We're gonna get you out of here."
She looks beaten and bloodied. She appears conscious, but is looking rough.
Okay. I'm assuming I'll need to wait till next turn.
Spin around her head.
She has the whole Wind Waker birds. Yeah. So what'd you say, Avum?
And I'd have to probably wait till next turn. I can't use like a bonus action to start untying anything, right?
Yeah, I would say that.
Cool. Sounds good.
Perfect. With that, Scissory, you are up.
Okay. Can I yell something to... Oh, hold on. Actually, let me measure something really fast before, just to make sure it's, actually... I can't even make it over there. I'm just gonna charge up with this thing. If I rolled a good sneak, does it see me right now?
Go and make a stealth check for me since you are behind cover.
Okay, it's not the stealth roll I had earlier.
Correct.
Okay. Oh! I got 20... What's 18 plus 6? 24.
24.
Nice.
It doesn't seem to notice you, as it seems to be more concerned with the Sheikah, as well as even seeing blasts of energy being fired into the air. Doesn't seem to notice you at all.
Cool. Do I get sneak attack?
Yes, you do, because you get advantage.
Awesome. Okay. So I run up to it, and as I stab, then I say surprise, but not before. I don't ruin my...
Surprise! Not finishing it, but...
I was just thinking Loki.
Oh, that's right.
Let's see.
They stabbed me.
13. Did I hit? I don't know if I hit.
With a 13, you do not.
Yeah, I rolled really bad on both of them.
Oh no, as you just go up, surprise, he goes, ah! And just takes its club and just deflects with the blade.
Oh, I shouldn't say surprise next time.
Surprise!
Always after.
Can I leap back into the ruins a little bit? Cause like to hide from this thingy, or if like to have some cover from this. If there's,
You can certainly do that. Since you will be leaving, you will provoke an AOO.
oh right, I forgot about that. Okay, no, I'll just stay.
Okay.
I forgot that exists.
I know.
We're level 3. We're not supposed to know these things.
So let's see. Archer went. Perfect. It is this boyo's turn. Actually, you know what? He's not too concerned about, and he's going to run up because he wants revenge for being struck.
He took the bait.
He took the bait. These are not smart creatures. As he's going to run up and just goes, "Ah!" and just take a swing with his club, and that's going to be a 16 to hit.
-4 or -4.
Oh, minus a D4. Let's see if it gets even lower.
Well, he doesn't.
Even more pathetic.
Actually, yeah, that becomes a 12.
Okay, I just like step to the side as it swings right past me.
And this goes, and he goes, and that's all it can do. It's this turn.
Even just like the magic of science.
And with that, next up is the one that's right in front of you, Scissory, and it's going to swing with its club, and that's only going to be a 10 to hit.
Yeah. No.
As you just take your shield and just deflect it. And at that point, back to the top of the order, a deck.
All right, I will take my katana, and I'm going to slice into this creature right here.
Okay.
What? It's a laugh.
This thing's probably dead. Let's see.
I mean, 23 to hit.
Yeah, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
That
Is it like the
is
samurai kick draw?
11 damage.
Yep, as you just go up and it's just pointing and screaming at you, and you just go and just cut it right into its skull and cracks it. Yeah, this thing is dead. It's very, very dead. All right.
Let's see. I'm gonna move. Actually, no, I'll stay here. I'm gonna stay here.
Perfect.
Good.
Okay. Next up is the archer. As he's continuing to stomp his feet, he looks over, notices you, Scissory, is going to take a shot. Actually, no. He's more upset at Aaron, and he's going to take a shot at Aaron. And
We just shot him.
it's probably going to miss with a 13.
Yep, that misses.
As he just managed to dive out of the way and fly as the arrow goes past, and he just continues to scream and stomp. And Aaron, you're up.
Awesome. I'm shooting back.
Perfect.
Well, actually, what is it? As a modified 20.
That hits.
Awesome.
Yes, it does, a deck.
Mending.
Not like that, but yes, so just for notice, if you do there's a chance that your shields could break depending upon if you hit certain requirements from Guardian Blasts.
Okay.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
All right.
That's going to be 11 damage.
11 damage. All right. As you just don't, he's just stomping out of frustration. You go and you shoot him right between the eyes and just take him out as he just goes flying off the edge and just goes almost ragdolls off and crumbles to the ground against the sundered cannon.
Bonus action. I'm putting Hunter's Mark on the Guardian.
I love it.
That'll only help me, but you know what? It's okay.
You know what? That's good news.
Whatever works.
It works.
As it's now going to look over and it's going to look at you again, Aaron, and that is going to be a 23 to hit.
Yep.
All right.
Like you.
I'm going to need you to take 13 points of radiant damage.
Awesome.
And I need you to make a concentration check.
Right. That's a con save, right?
Yep. DC 10 since it's only since you only took 13 damage.
I'm still hurting. That's 17.
17. All right. You maintain concentration. Next shot is going to come to you, Scissory, as the arrow goes. And that's going to be a 17 to hit. Okay. Since it missed, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh.
Oh, right. Forgot. They have an explosion attached to it.
13. No, 14.
All right, you just managed to look and see it, and you feel it coming out of the way. You managed to go and duck and roll. This is forced movement, so you don't provoke an AOO as a blast comes and explodes right in front of you. You manage to get out of the way and not have to use your shield to deflect the blast.
Nice.
Perfect.
This is fun.
So yeah, these
Dodge
kind
roll.
of
Nice.
so yeah, it is counting as a forced movement, and those don't provoke attacks of opportunity.
Cool.
So
Great.
with that, Avum, you're up.
Does she look at least like stable for now? Like she's
Yes.
not gonna like die out.
She looks stable.
I will be back. I promise. This seems very threatening. And he's gonna turn again and casting a like a ball, fire it at the guardian with guiding bolt.
Perfect. I love it. Go ahead and make an attack roll, my dude. And also, just out of curiosity, where are you shooting it specifically?
Does it have a target?
It has an eye. If you want, you can do a called shot if you want to.
Yeah, I'll do a called shot on the eye.
Perfect. Go ahead. This will be a disadvantage, but you can go ahead and do it.
How do you rule called shots?
Disadvantage. But yeah.
Oh, it's just disadvantage? Okay.
Yep.
I'll take it. Still plus 6, right?
Yep.
Not natural. A natural 20.
Modified 20. Perfect. That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Uh, 16 points of radiant damage.
Well, as you go and fire it into its eye, the energy becomes almost like orangish white as you fire it with clocks surging around it. It goes and attack into its eye, and you realize it looks like it did more damage than you thought it would. As suddenly, and a fiery explosion happens around it, and you see it start to whir, and its head go around. As light surges around, and it explodes.
Avon's just like, I don't remember it doing that last time.
Dang. All right.
I hope everyone's good.
You hear Scisri, damn, I wanted to kill that thing!
Sorry. I'm getting
All
it
right.
faster.
Well, Scisri, you're up.
In her mini tantrum, she goes up on this thing.
Go ahead.
22.
That hits.
I don't think I have really anything else right now, though. I don't have sneak attack or anything. 10.
All right. It's still up, but it just looks, and it's looking around. It is looking panicked, and like, now would probably be a good time to go. And he is just going to look, throw down his club, and he's just going to run. He does provoke an AOO Scisri.
Okay. I'll try to knock him out. I'm not sure if we can talk to him or not.
All right.
I guess do I remember that they can communicate?
You know that generally they just speak gibberish. They don't really seem to be intelligent enough to speak any other languages other than like Bokoblin and things of that nature.
Oh, okay. No, I'll see if I can knock him out.
Perfect. As you just
Just in
take
case.
it, go ahead and make an attack roll.
No. 9.
9. No, as you just go and swing, and he's just running. He is going to go ahead and... Yep, he's just going to go ahead and... He's just going to double move, and he is going to just get out of there. So he's currently off the map. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 40. Yeah, he is currently off the map, out of combat. With that, the battlefield seems to calm. Is there anything you all care to do before?
Can I shoot it with my chest thing with a range of 300 at my long range?
I was just like, can I go for them with the bow shot too? And Hunter's Mark?
I would say, okay, so between you both as a deck, you will need to get into range with it because you are currently behind cover. He would have full cover from you.
I would just move to here and then shoot if that's possible.
Yeah, go ahead and make your shots.
I have range.
Go ahead and make your shots, Aaron, and attack.
No one escapes alive.
Apparently.
The disadvantage is a 16.
Yeah, that hits.
Oh, am I doing with disadvantage also?
8 lightning.
What's your first range increment? Should be like 120 or something for a longbow.
That's not my weapons. Where are my weapons? 150.
150. You're fine.
Okay.
Yeah, 8 lightning on mine.
Okay.
11, 12, 22.
22. 22 to hit. Okay, go ahead and roll damage. Let's see how dead this thing is.
Can I say I've got my Hunter's Mark on it too?
Sure.
Okay.
I like it. And technically, you get your hunter ability, so you get an additional D8 to this as well because it's already damaged.
Oh, perfect. Uh, 7, 8, 9 plus 5. That's 14.
14. Okay, as you both just take your shot and fire it, and you fire your arrow, push! The thing just explodes into a rather disturbing sight, and almost like it just exploded, and suddenly you imagine that there would probably be loot drop potentially. It's almost like it went exploded into like a purple smoke.
Nice.
And with that, we're out of combat technically. Do you guys want to do? I'll go ahead and keep you guys on this map just so you can wander around it.
Caesarea Deck, can one of you give me help here with Reyna?
Oh, sure. I like Russian.
My attention on the Guardian.
Perfect.
Our eyes. Reyna, are you all right? What happened? I thought you were back at the town.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut her down and give her cure wounds.
Okay.
Aaron's gonna fly to the tower and just keep an eye out.
Perfect. Sorry?
Aaron's flying on to the top of the tower and just keeping an eye out.
Okay.
I was just helping Abram. That's all I was saying.
Perfect. All right.
8 points of healing.
8. Perfect. All right. So before we do this, real quick, Deck, go ahead and make an investigation check for me.
Wait, can I guidance myself for this?
I'll allow it. Sure.
Can you get advantage because I did guiding bolt on it?
That's only for attack rolls, but nice try, but I like it.
No one got to use it.
Yeah, because the thing's vulnerable to radiant damage. Like
it's not glowing. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
25.
25. All right, let's see. Percentile drops. Interesting. You managed, since it's a Decayed Guardian, you managed to find basically about 5 screws and 1 gear.
Dang, it's better than most of my drops when I play.
Yep. And with that, Aaron, you're just keeping an eye out. Reyna is coming slowly to consciousness and more awareness, I should say. She looks around and goes, it's like, well, I figured it was time that I actually tried to get up and do something.
By yourself?
I did not.
We were coming out here. You could have asked us for help.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you were already out here or if. you'd be leaving against Jimmy's orders. I know I did.
Yeah, us too.
Make a deception check.
Actually, just because we still think that we left on against Jimmy's orders,
No, this was
No, she knows. She finally
does,
caught
okay.
on.
Okay.
21.
She looks at you just kind of curiously and goes, well, I know where I plan to go after we rescue Shad. Where are you going then? If you left against Jimmy's orders, then you are now a fugitive of lure line like me.
Oh, is it that extreme?
That
seems pretty extreme.
I don't want to be thrown in jail, so I'm just gonna...
I thought they'd just kind of be like, why did you leave? Stop it. You know?
And if you sneak back in without them knowing, then they don't know you left.
There we go.
We have a couple strings we might be able to pull. You know, the guy with the fake beard and all that.
Oh,
I'm sorry, don't tell him it's fake.
I think he knows it's fake. I think he does that intentionally. But
Yeah.
as for me, I was just gonna go with the hollow drum. I have she looks around for her pack, finds it off in the distance, and just says, well, hopefully the Bacalwins didn't do anything with it. But I should have a, before he disappeared, Shad already gave me a letter of recommendation to the Mage College over there. So I was just gonna head over, escape lure line, and just, well...
Why, though?
What's happening with your shop?
Yeah, you're supposed to take care of that, right?
Oh,
Hello, Duch.
Kadra is currently looking over it. You do know that she is the Gerudo
Yeah.
that she's friends with.
I may be missing something, Reina. So, why are you randomly trying to escape? Did something happen, or...?
No, I'm not trying to escape. Finally, it's like you all said long ago. Why haven't I tried to do anything, so I'm trying to do something now.
Oh.
Just can't go back if she does find or not find Shad.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, what happened here? Did you not realize anybody was here?
I
Did they
didn't
jump you?
I didn't think anyone would be here, and Bacalwins jumped me and then tied me to this tree once they thought I was unconscious.
How long have you been here?
Early morning.
Oh.
He must have
Okay,
walked
so
right
not
past
long.
us or something. It's weird. We stopped for the
Okay.
night, so yeah, you probably got past us.
Oh, yeah, I probably did.
So, if you were here some of the day, did you see them doing anything?
Outside of doing general patrols, not much. They seem to be... She looks around. I did notice a few going in and out of... I think there's a door down there. And Aaron, you're up top. You do notice that there is indeed a door that looks to be going down. I did notice a few Bacalwins going in and out from there.
Interesting.
So this
Okay.
is the tower that we're looking for, then? They've just put up guard here?
This was an old guard outpost before the Great Calamity.
I see.
Interesting. Well, do you want to explore the tower with us? Or are you feeling real bad? Because we could just hang out here.
No, I can explore the tower with you all. 1 second. And she just snaps her fingers, and her two scimitars come to her hand. Just, there we go. That's handy.
I got to learn how to do that. That looks very cool. Yeah.
It's a little bit of an art bonding from a weapon. Hylians, Zordas have a very specific art of learning almost how to dance with the weaponry and combining it with arcane. Hylians had to come up with it our own fashion, so that's what we decided to come up with.
Pretty cool.
Zors are very secretive of that art.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Well, I know our party took a couple hits too. Do you guys want to take a breather before we go down? In case.
Attic kind of looks at himself.
Yeah, I'm like,
I can walk around.
I feel great.
I smell burnt feathers. That's all I'm saying, and I'm.
I mean, if you guys gotta rest up, I can look around.
That's just trying to cover some of the feathers that are burning. Just patting them.
He's putting them back on himself.
Just has like just has a knockoff Elmer's glue. Just.
He always keeps a spare container of glue handy for all his missions.
So, you guys taking a short rest then?
How long would it be?
An hour.
I don't
Be a
need
whole
to.
No,
I can look through the camp while they're taking a short rest.
I'll join her and look through while they're doing that.
All right.
Don't go too far ahead if it goes down deep.
Oh, I'm not Aaron.
Okay.
like,
valid.
Sure.
All right.
We're together, anyways, if anything does happen.
But if you find his secret mission before he does, let me know.
I wouldn't know.
All right.
He doesn't say that in front of Reyna, just in front of the other three.
Fair enough. With that, go ahead. Those of you actually actively taking a short rest, go ahead and roll hit die. Adek and Scissory, I'm assuming you are the only ones that are actively walking around the camp, seeing what you can find.
yeah.
All right. In that case, go ahead and make investigation checks for me.
Can I guidance this as well?
Sure.
That is a natural 20 and a 4 on my guidance die for a 30. So.
Wild.
Tell me everything. What secret is he hiding here?
15.
You made half.
I know. That was like a really good roll for me too.
DM.exe has stopped working.
Send them your notes at this point.
Yeah, here's the campaign. Anyway, so as you all are walking around, you notice that within these ruined towers or these ruined structures, there appear to be elements of what would have been almost elements of like beds and various chests. This seems to be housing units for the guards of when they would be living here and stationed out here. You see a wide collection of various almost skeletons and rusted blades from being exposed to the elements for over 500 years. Let's see, what else? There's really not much else that can necessarily be found in this area. It appears that this was just generally housing units. As far as the tower is concerned, you do find that cannon that was mentioned there, but it appears to be cracked and sundered. Seems to be one of the major defense elements that remains from this old guard outpost. And you do come across this door. It appears that the door can be pushed aside. You both do notice this to enter the temple below, but it will take multiple people in order to push it. It seems to be almost made of like a stone slab of sorts.
Want to push it aside?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Just opening the door.
Mm-hmm.
We've already looked around the whole other stuff first.
Halfway binding up bandages as quick as he can to catch up with these two. Never slow down these two.
Well, I'm good.
Perfect.
You ready?
All right. Go ahead and make strength checks for me, the two of you.
Would athletics work?
Oh, yeah, sure. Athletics will work.
Okay.
4.
4.
I think that's where I'll help him with the door.
I will engage my armor again with this and bring that up to 327.
Jeez. All
helping.
right.
Teach me your ways.
As Scissory, you both are struggling to push it, but then suddenly you just hear various noises coming from a Dex armor, and just
Another guardian.
and just with grunts, just manages to push it aside, and you do see that there appear to be stairs going down. It should also be noted that around the campsite you would have also found various unlit torches.
Yeah, I think seeing that though, Sister would be like, "Oh my gosh, that was a surprise! I didn't know you could do that."
Oh yeah, I can be really strong when I need to be.
Wow, very impressive.
It's pretty great. I like this armor. It's made from a lot of parts like that Guardian was, though. So.
Oh yeah, did you get stuff you needed from that?
Oh yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Good finds.
You can brag to Robbie. He's gonna be so jealous.
Yep. I'm gonna grab a torch because it looks dark down there.
I will grab one too. Do I need it though? Do dark vision people need
No.
light?
So
How do DMs
technically
roll
in
that?
traditional 5e, dark vision is only shades of gray, but since you all are from the Twilight realm, technically
right.
you have perfect vision in dark, so you can see actually in color
Right.
up to 120 feet.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll just be like, oh, I don't need it.
one other thing I'll do just to kind of prolong their short rest a little bit. I
Yes.
will ritually cast Detect Magic just to walk around and see if I find anything with that as well. I mean, I rolled a 30, but I don't know that player-wise. So.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I love it. You don't detect anything magic up here.
Okay.
What magic would have been from the Guardian, and that is very much destroyed.
All right. Then when we are about to go down, I'll ritually cast it again so I can have it for 10 minutes as I go down.
Okay. So it's only you two going down currently.
No, I'm
No,
waiting
we're
for
waiting.
them.
Oh, you're waiting. Great.
Yeah, we'll do it.
I'm gonna do it like as they're kind of getting ready to leave. I'll do my detect magic ritual cast, and then when they're set, we'll go down.
Gotcha. Perfect. So at the
And then
end,
I'll do dancing lights at his feet, but like kind of low to the ground, so that way he can kind of see his feet, but it's not like alerting too much in front of us.
perfect. And as you all go down, magic being detected, a deck. You do detect a little bit of magic. Let's see. The school of which you detect as evocation.
Is it something visible, or is it like a trap?
Does appear to be a trap. It appears to be more of a potential item. But as you are going down, and as you get this little bit of a ping, you see that the staircase goes into a room, and you're hearing grunting noises. It's similar to what you heard before up top. And that's where we're going to take a break.
Bum, bum, bum.
All right, take a little bit of an early break today, so that way we don't have to break up the dungeon crawl all that much. So go ahead and use the restroom, grab snacks, all that good stuff. We'll see you all here in about 10 minutes, so 8:40 Central. Again, thank you all so much for joining. Stay tuned.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Whoops.
Dang it, I was gonna do it out of order. I was hoping I wasn't gonna get you, but you managed to beat me. I tried to juke you, you juked me.
It uked.
That was
Yeah.
payback for last week, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for sticking around. We are jumping over into the second half of Winds of Calamity. If you're just now joining us, our group of intrepid heroes have come across a ruined tower and have begun to investigate its depths. But first, I need everyone to go ahead. First, I'm going to need a marching order. Reyna will probably be toward the back, and I need stealth checks. So marching order, so the order which the player, your characters are stacked.
I'll be like
I'll go
right-
first.
A deck.
I'll go second.
I'll be in
Scissory.
front of Reyna.
All right, so
I'll go in the back.
all right, so Aaron, you'll be in the middle. Reyna will be toward the back, and then Avam, you'll be dead last. Perfect. Okay, go ahead and make stealth checks for me, please.
25.
25.
24.
13.
13. What'd you say you got a deck?
18.
18. Okay, Reyna got a... Poor girl. She got an 11. Now the Bokoblins for their perceptions. Well, as you are walking down, Reyna stumbles a little bit on one of the stone steps, and suddenly the chattering of the Bokoblin stops, and one just slowly walks over, peeks its head around the corner, and looks and says, "Ah!" and just points at you all. At this point, go ahead and roll initiative, fam. As we're hopping on over to
And
the second battle, you guys will be up here.
that wasn't even any of our faults.
I rolled
Yeah.
the exact same thing I rolled last time. That's really funny.
I did not get a 20 on my initiative this time. Or not 20 on the die.
So sad.
So sad.
Rolled a 16 plus 5. High dexterity. That's fun.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so a deck initiative
13.
13. Avam,
17.
Scissory,
12.
Aaron.
21.
All right, well, and then Reyna, she got an 11. All right, and with that, Aaron, you're up first. As there, guys, I need you to see where you guys are.
Oh, shoot. Maybe.
I'm chilling.
There you
So
go.
Sometimes I have the hardest time dragging my token onto. Okay, got it. Finally. Yeah.
oh,
Come on.
Like that. Oh,
Oops.
just kidding. Sorry.
Why won't it drag? Come on.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Mine takes forever sometimes.
Why is she in front of me now? I thought she would be behind me.
you said she was behind you. You said you were behind
No,
her.
I said she would
Oh.
be
He was
behind me.
that
I'd be
rain
in
was
front of
behind
her.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Oh, yeah, I have that down. All right, I don't know what's going on with you. Oh, there you are, deck. Perfect.
Yeah, it took forever for me to get it.
All right,
20
well,
tries.
first up is going to be Aaron.
Awesome.
Is there any light aside the torches down here, by the way?
Aside from the light that you all have, no.
Okay.
I mean, I got dancing lights for you currently, but
It's gonna be a little awkward when we get behind Attic, and I'm going to shoot the Bokoblin that's Alice.
All right. It would be in a radius of a torch, so so this will be a normal attack roll.
Awesome. 22.
That hits.
Blah.
Nice.
8 damage, and then bonus action, I'm gonna put Hunter's Mark on it.
Well, no need to do that, as you just pull your bow back, fire it, and ping, it just shoots, and it just goes back against the wall and slams, and it is dead.
Oh, or not. Thank you for sparing this spell slot.
Yep. So you yeah.
Got one. What's that? 5, 10,
Shots.
15? What do I see into the room?
Actually, you do look around, and you do see that this one area. So I misspoke. There would have been a flickering light that you was seeing. You would see that this torch, this brazier, appears to be lit with a massive flame. The one in front of it is not. You see on the other side of it are 2 bokoblins and 2 almost weird-looking creatures that you've seen before in the sewers with 2 legs and a single eye and almost like a leaf on top. You've seen these creatures before, but that's really about it. So that's what you notice.
Well, I'll use my bonus action and I'll put the Hunter's Mark on this one.
Perfect.
The top one.
Yep.
And that's my turn.
Perfect. Well, what is this thing's movement? And where are you? There you are. All right. As this one could just go ahead and move up, just hear here, and just starts running up. And with that, Avum, your turn.
So is Reyna next to Scissory?
Yes.
And are we like, how does squeezing through work? Like, are we able to get in front of people, or
you can move through friendly squares for free?
20,
It doesn't cost you any movement.
30.
No extra movement. Just regular movement.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Thank you.
Then I guess I'll would Avum do that? I mean, I guess. Sure. I'll be like, oh, excuse me. I guess order's out of the way. Sorry. Yep, my bad. Okay. Right. Toll the Dead.
On.
The one closest to me. The little creature with the eye.
Perfect. That is a wisdom save, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, well that is going to be a 2.
Oh, that fails. Yeah. And it hasn't taken any damage.
No.
Right? 3 points of necrotic.
All right, as you just go and you just reach out your hand, and with the clock, you spin it back, and suddenly that energy just goes around it and just... and he kills it.
Oh. Okay.
These things do not have a lot of health.
He like looks back. He's like, my magic is a lot more potent than I thought today. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, it's a good day.
With that, a deck, you are up. Or is there anything else you could do, Avum?
For the dancing, well, I guess there's the braziers. Never mind.
Yeah.
It's lighting up the room, so it's fine.
Yeah, there's one
But it is
brazier.
bonus action. So yeah, I'm gonna bonus action move the dancing lights out just to create more light in here.
Perfect. Yeah, this one brazier is currently lit. The other one is not.
Okay. Cool.
And with that, a deck, you are up.
All right. I will start moving into the room. When I do, what lights up with my detect magic?
You detect that there appears to be something lighting up under here. It looks to be almost like a scroll.
Okay. So yeah, I will head that direction. I'll just drop my torch along the way, pull my shield out now that there's light in here, and then swing with my katana on this bokoblin.
Perfect.
Okay. 15 to hit.
Just hits.
All right. That is for 10.
All right.
Slashing. Or slashing, yeah.
Perfect. And you just run up and slice right into it. And it just and slams onto the ground.
I will step up into range with this thing, so
Perfect.
Try to
Scissory, you're up.
Okay. 5, 10, 15. Yeah, I don't think I can make it to anyone right now. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And can I just be like to this thing, like, come here? And then can I just hold an action to hit it if it comes to me?
Sure, I like it.
Okay.
Easily
Good.
done.
Alright.
5, 10. It's Raina's turn. 15, 20, 25, 30. She's gonna go. Her scimitars are out, and she's just gonna go ahead and hold an action. Next up is gonna be this thing. It's going to go look at you as its eyes turn red, and it's going to lunge at you, a deck. That's
right.
probably gonna miss with a 13 to hit.
Nope. Misses.
As it goes against his shield, it just ear.
Don't like those things.
And yeah, it's stupid. It's gonna go ahead and run up. Go ahead, make an attack. Scissory.
16?
Whining.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah, winding up with my rapier like a baseball bat.
As
Ooh,
and as
no,
he's
don't do
just
that.
running with a club, just like spinning to win. Like this is the best thing to do.
6 damage.
He's still up.
Does it still live?
He's still up, and he's just
You can't kill anything today.
yeah, and he's just running around, running up to you just with this victory spin, and that is going to be a that's going to be a 21 to hit.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Misery. All-star.
that's going to be 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah.
As he just runs up and just smacks you across the face, and he just goes, and back to the top of the order. Aaron, you're up.
I'm shooting the one that just hit Scissor.
Go ahead, make an attack roll.
I'm totally gonna regret that.
Probably.
23.
That hits.
Okay. That's actually 2d8 plus the d6. 'Cause
Yep.
It's already, yeah, because it's already entered.
Yep.
What feature is that? It's really dope.
It's the hunter
It's the
archetype.
subclass. Yeah.
That's cool.
So it'll be 8 damage.
8 damage as you just go, as it's just laughing, it just takes another arrow in between the eyes and just goes flying back, almost like a rag doll, and it is dead.
I got you, Caesar.
Oh, thanks, thanks. I'm out of it today.
Anything else you care to do on this turn, Aaron?
I'll just move up 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I get right there.
Perfect. And with that, Avum, you're up. A deck, you're on deck. That I normally say that, so that okay. That was anyway. Avum, you're up.
5, 10, 15, 20. I'm guessing I can't go straight through the braziers, right?
No.
I'd have to go around.
Yep.
Yeah. Alright then. I guess I'll just repeat what he was going to do. So 5, 10, 15, 20. Move here. And just do another Toll of the Dead on this one.
All right. Wisdom save on its part. That is cocked. 12.
Hey, that fails again.
All right.
This one's not hurt either.
This
Down
one's
the-
not hurt. No.
2 points this time.
All right. As again, the same thing happens, and you just see its eyes flash red and then green and then collapses.
Interesting.
Not a lot of health.
Yeah.
Nice.
I almost feel bad.
It's your magic,
Yeah.
man. It's
Not
amazing.
really, but alright. Good job, guys.
Step
Hurrah.
over and
Everyone did
scoop up the
amazing.
scroll and excuse me.
Let's see. So as
dancing
you
lights, like a
as you
flashlight so we can see it.
yeah, as you're I'm trying to think of if you look at it, you're not go ahead and make an Arcana check for me. I think artificers can know this spell.
Arcana will be a 23.
23. Okay. Let me go ahead and double check. Okay. So you recognize this as something that's more associated with wizards and sorcerers of sorts. 23, you would definitely be able to recognize this as a scroll of magic missile.
Oh. I can do this already.
Oh, can artificers cast magic missile?
It's part of my arc. It's just given to me.
Ah, there you go. So in that case,
nice.
so since it's a part of your spell list, you can use it without needing to make an intelligence check. It's a one-time use, first level scroll of magic missile.
Sweet. Unless somebody else needs it. Somebody else want to shoot super cool.
I mean,
light
it
rays?
seems fun, but if you want it, you found it, so.
Okay.
Also, anything odd about why only one brazier was lit? I'm just curious. You're not getting any peeks on those, are you, Duch?
No magic from that.
Weird. Alright.
Just lit one.
Yeah, but OCD kind of wants to do the other one, but it's
We'll
just
just do it then.
You want?
Yeah, we don't know what it does.
Is this a level 1
Fire?
magic missile? I forgot if you said that.
Yeah, level 1 magic missile.
I mean, why not? Go for
I just
it.
grab Attic's torch and I just light them.
As you go and it lights up, you all hear beneath you.
What do I hear? Sorry.
You hear basically the
compressor.
sound of grinding stone beneath you. You don't see anything, but you hear it and almost kind of feel it.
Zelda secret thing just popped up in my head.
It's not
Oh,
the
kinda
floor
did.
we're on, it's just this feeling like something deeper.
You feel it and you hear it as though something shifted, but you don't see anything.
Like, guess further down we go?
Light realm thing.
I mean, it could be like that special door in the sewers, too.
That's what I was kind of thinking of.
Right. Well,
Can
hopefully
I-
I was okay I did that. Should we go?
Guess we'll
Is there
find out.
more we can do in here, though?
Oh, that's a good question. I'll look all over.
Okay, you do notice that now that you have a moment to be able to take in and study, there appears to be original writings in Common scratched out and almost painted over. And what languages do you all speak?
Can I tell you the D&D equivalent, and you can tell me if it's
Yeah.
Arakakra, Orin, Common, and Elvish.
All right, so Elvish would be Zora. Arin would be air, so that's still a language. Rito would be Arakakra, and then Common. Okay, none of those languages.
Rudo, Primordial, Sheikah, Common.
Okay.
I never picked a language, actually, because I'm realizing now I should have asked you about what even languages I know.
So you would definitely know Common and Twiley, for sure.
Okay.
And I think I gave up my languages for the alchemist
You
stuff.
did. So basically it would be Common and Twiley base. This is a language that none of you understand.
Nothing?
Hey, Raina.
Huh? Yes?
You wanna? Can you read this?
Let's see.
You have lots of books.
She looks and kind of strokes her chin, and she looks and goes, one second. And she takes out a spell book and flips through it. Goes, and puts her hand and kind of scans against it as her eyes flash white. And then she blinks and says, "This is the language of the dead. It's known as Necril. It comes from necrotic. The language, it's crude in its structure, but more or less it says, "Praise his winds."
Okay.
His? It doesn't say who.
Just says, "Praise his winds."
W-I-N-S.
WINDS. Yes.
Oh, wins.
Yes.
I was just hearing the N. Okay.
Sort of like error, speaking of.
Lord of Winds.
Yep.
Yep.
Interesting.
Seems to be a lot of that going around currently.
Strangers
A
even
fun
down
little-
here.
Light realm cults.
Also, hope we didn't let something out.
I'm going to go to the corner of like the next bend.
Mhm.
Just quick look ahead, see if I can find anything, see anything.
Sure. Go ahead and make a perception check for me. This is going into a dark room, so it will be a
Yeah,
disadvantage.
I can imagine disadvantage.
Yep.
Yeah.
If I see him do that, can I move the dancing lights around?
Sure.
I'll pick
Hold
my
on.
torch back up too.
So go ahead. Result.
Do you still want me to roll with disadvantage or?
Considering it's only going to be going about 30 feet, it's still going to be disadvantaged beyond that. But yes.
Okay.
So you'll basically have 2 DCs to beat at this point.
Okay. Dirty 20.
Okay.
I rolled really high for the first one.
I like it. I like it a lot. As you're looking down the hallway, it appears to be decayed almost, with bits of like almost mold and vines growing down into the earth, bits of root from trees. This area seems to be just completely unkept. There's a scent of almost rotting flesh. And you're looking down, and it seems to open up into a bigger room. You can't really tell exact details, but one thing you are able to tell with that 20, enough light is being cast onto a little bit of the roof that you see what appears to be almost like a white egg sack with red spots up on the ceiling.
I don't like to look at that.
Problem?
There is something in the next room.
Another thing to light.
Yeah, I'll come look around the corner too with my detect magic and see if it still does anything.
I can cast it out even further if you guys need to get a better look.
Hold on. It looks
Yeah, I'm
something
waiting.
we don't want to wake up.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know.
Okay. Adek, with this, since he's moving the lights a little bit further down, you are able to see something very similar to this. At this point, I would allow nature checks.
Awesome.
Can I join in on that?
Yeah.
Well,
19.
19.
14.
I'm a Twilight.
Would you get like a 5?
Or
So, Adek, you said you got 19?
14.
14.
I got a 19.
Okay. Adek, you're not familiar with these things at all. But Aaron, you've heard stories of these kind of creatures. These things are basically egg sacs for what things known as goma larvae. Okay, the things that you've been fighting, those little things with one eye, are known as goma larvae. The eggs would only hatch when they detect that a hostile is nearby.
you try and see how many there are.
And I only see the one, right?
You only see the one.
Do you think I could hit it from here? With a
How
fire
many
arrow?
hatch and we'll go.
Thinking if we see if there's more first, we could maybe all take them out quickly if there's more. That's all.
They only seem that they only hatch when there's enemy hostiles nearby. So if we keep our distance, we might be able to.
Maybe if we pretend we're friendly, we'll be good.
I think it's already determined us as hostile.
They don't even know us.
Pointing at the dead ones
judgmental.
in the last room.
By the way, while they're discussing this,
Yes.
I was kind of wanting to look more at. You were saying that the writing was scribbled out,
The
or
original,
had scribbles.
yeah, the original writing appeared to be scribbled out. Are you going to try and detect what it originally said?
Well, I don't know about original. What do you? Oh wait, what? Now I'm confused.
Okay,
What's the scratched out word say?
There was original writing that was scratched and painted over.
Oh, and so the painted over part was the.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, I would
Okay.
like to see if I could figure out what it originally
Yeah,
says.
go ahead and make an
I thought
investigation.
you were saying the undead stuff was
No.
scratched out.
No, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Okay.
Go use Isri noticing stuff.
But she got a 4, so she's just kind of like,
Okay.
ugh.
It-
And then finally she like either waves over Attic or Ava or Reyna, whoever's like, hey, man, come here.
I'll come over.
What does it say? I can't figure it out.
Sure.
Use your
I'll
smart
take a look.
things.
I'm like trying to
Getting
figure out
Karis feels of not being able to read, but
No.
campaign.
So,
Was it investigation, you said?
yeah, this will be an
For this?
investigation as you're trying to analyze what this original script said.
19.
19. You are able to tell that the original script was all about praising the goddess Hyleia.
Praising Hyleia. Seems something like they're trying to switch it around. Something else. This winds, master of winds.
So this is more of a religious site? Thought it was
Clearly opposed as well to Hyleia.
Reyna nods and goes, this was a god outpost, but it was also a place for those, historically, a temple dedicated to knights that would protect Hyleia, who were not Sheikah.
Interesting. So they kind of like took this place as their own. We're
Is there any-
offended by the writing.
Is there any significant things I know about Hyleia? Like, maybe major things that she would stand for, that winds would be opposed to, or anything like that?
You know what? Just see how much you know. Make a religion check for me.
Okay.
Sorry, reversing it back to the thing.
Yes.
I saw. Would I know if fire would do
You could try to
more
kill
damage to it?
You could try to kill it with fire if you wanted to.
He's kind of like examining a fire. I was like, should I try it?
If you want to.
put one hand on and be like, why don't you just wait until they finish up in there, and then, but by all means, go ahead and try it when we're done.
Fair enough.
19.
19.
Religion.
Religion. You know that the goddess Hyleia from Sheikah tradition was typically the guardian goddess of the Triforce. At this point, it is more legend than confirmed that every so often she reincarnates into Zelda. It's legend at this point. It's not confirmed. If anything, it's more so referred to a hidden power within the royalty.
Okay.
That's really about it. Anything else is more just hearsay and any extensive, probably exaggerated legends.
The Legends of Zelda.
Hoi, hoi, hoi.
Aha!
How interesting.
That's weird.
Roll
A
credits.
nod.
Well. Shall we continue, though?
Yes. Thank you for helping me with that. I could not figure it out.
Oh,
Just
no
all
problem.
the- really focus on the paint.
I'm here to help whenever you need
Yeah.
I'm
Okay,
going to
let's
shoot this thing.
Go
Alright.
ahead, Aaron.
help. You're shooting something?
You're gonna shoot the one with the normal arrow.
Fire.
Fire.
Tell you
arrow.
what. Hold 1 second. I'll stand in front of you. I'm gonna kneel down, but I'm gonna be in front of you after you shoot in case something comes charging at you. I want to be in front of you because you've taken a lot of damage today, and I don't want you to take any more.
Not enough.
All right.
It's like a weird shooting position.
Go ahead.
I'll kneel down so he can shoot over top of me.
Yeah. And as you go and enter into this room, are you repositioning any of the lights at all, Avum, or no?
So that's what I was trying to understand. Like, are we just shooting at an angle where we're at now just to get the one, or are we moving in to get a better look and then shooting?
Up to you.
I
all.
wanted to just shoot the one.
Perfect.
Unless someone talks him out of it.
Yeah, so I guess I wouldn't be moving anything yet then, right?
Perfect. All right, go ahead and make an attack roll then, Aaron. This will definitely be within your range, so you don't need it. And you have light source. You won't need to make it with disadvantage.
Avum Adek the shield, him the shooter, me like the navigator sniper to help him.
Otter. Yep.
aim
22.
at the-
22. Yeah, two clicks east. Wind speed.
We're just three people trying to shoot an arrow.
Exactly.
You're just sort of like, you got this, guy.
As you pull back your arrow, and suddenly the tip glows with a burst of fire, and you release it, and it hits.
Nice.
So go ahead and roll damage.
What damage is the fire?
1d4 fire damage.
It's 1d4. Okay.
So on top of your normal.
On top of my normal damage.
Yep.
Okay. 10 piercing, 4 fire.
Perfect. As you go and there's a little bit of a burst of flame. The egg scatters to the ground and nothing happens. It seems whatever was inside has been killed.
Well, that was cool.
That is making me want to use my gunpowder more than ever now.
I forgot you had that barrel of
You're handling
gunpowder.
fire too.
We're not do that underground, Scissor.
I'm saving that for a special occasion. Well, why not? What if we need to?
Even.
I just point up. It's like that down on us.
I guess.
Again, the danger sense. Not there, is it?
Maybe if we run into a moving guardian, you can put that down and somebody can blow it up next to it.
Sorry, I was looking at chat for a second and I totally spaced on what you said.
Let's chat.
What's chat?
What is this chat?
She used to call her imaginary friend Chat.
Oh, okay. Well, that's dopers. But anyways, put the keg of gunpowder down next to a moving guardian, and then boom.
Oh my gosh, can we go try and find a guardian?
Or just have your brother shoot it. One of the two.
I'm still a little miffed about that. We have to find another guardian.
Again, I am really
And
sorry. I
have
was
to-
trying to like set it up for you, but
That's alright, that's fine. That's good. I'm glad. I mean, you did great.
I mean, I am only 2 enemies ahead of you today. It's fine. You can easily catch up.
I know. We'll find more.
Anyways. Want to inch closer to the entry to the room, see if there's anything else in there?
I'm good.
Perfect.
As slowly as possible.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll kind of keep the dancing lights on the floor, just trying to illuminate slowly as much as he can.
Perfect.
I can go 120 feet out with it.
I love it. As you're looking, this room appears to be a little bit more long ways with 3 pillars. So 6 pillars total, 3 on either side, with a statue at the very end of it. You look up and you see that there are 2 more Goma larvae toward the end of the room up on the ceiling. Currently undisturbed.
But Aaron,
Well, I have 9 more fire arrows, so
Oh, you want to waste them on those things?
they seemed really weak.
Gotta save it for like a guardian, man.
I don't know if fire's gonna work on metal.
Why are you doubting?
Well,
You know,
it's
I have-
metal.
We have seen creatures that are made of wood. Not saying that we'd kill the ones that we've seen, but there could be others.
I mean, if you want to waste all your cool arrows, fine by me. But if you want to save it for like a glory, all the glory.
Who you want, man?
I'm gonna take out
Who did you
another
want?
fire.
You're going to take out what?
I'm gonna take out another fire arrow.
All right, perfect. So there's one on the right and one on the left. Which one are you shooting?
Oh,
I think it looks cool.
right.
Right. All right, go ahead and shoot.
Yeah, if he recollects them, he can't reuse the fire part.
Correct. The fire is a one-time use.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's another 22.
That hits.
20.
Nice.
Uh, 11 piercing, 3 fire.
Same thing happens. The fire seems to extend out just a little bit, almost like it's barely touching the other one, but it's undisturbed and remains undetected to your presence. But it shifts just a little bit,
Cool.
and then it comes to a rest.
Perfect. I'll do it again.
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
24.
24. Again, it hits.
It's a good investment.
um, 12 piercing, 2 fire.
Same thing. It's suddenly, the room is quiet, as whatever was on the ceiling is gone. The room is dark. There's just the statue, and now that you're able to take your focus off of the ceiling, you look down and you see that there appears to be a cage. Next, small cage, probably about the size, almost like a small tiny box. Next
Is it
to...
open or closed?
From this distance, you can't necessarily tell.
Okay.
Can I tell who the statue's of?
As a Sheikah, you would know automatically. As you're going into the room and examine it further, you recognize that this is a statue of the goddess Hyleia, but red paint is smeared across it as a straight-up desecration of this once holy temple.
Well, that is not good.
So,
No.
question: Do
Yes.
you have the rest of this map down this hallway?
1 second.
And we're just not seeing
I'm a
it.
very visual person, so sometimes when we thank you so much.
Here you go.
Going off of
I'll-
descriptions can be hard for me sometimes. Okay.
You're fine. That's
Awesome.
why I made a little bit more maps for you, all just in case.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Can I just attempt? I don't know if this will do anything, but I'm gonna try at least. Just mage hand with like a rag and try to scrub off any of the paint I can.
Okay. You are able to... It's very hard going, but it seems that the paint is very dried and aged. So with a straight up just water and rag, it doesn't seem to do much.
What is this? By the way.
Oh, this is a statue of Hyleia.
Oh yeah.
Now,
Interesting.
I'm curious about something. What kind of guards were posted here?
Rhaenys,
Oh, back in the day.
It seems too religious just to be a guard outpost.
Rhaenys says, well, I did mention that it was gods at one point who were dedicated to protecting the goddess Hyleia and ancient orders and oaths. This was once an outpost of an order dedicated to Hyleia.
You mean like paladins?
Paladins at one point. And then they moved on, and then the gods came over here. By our best estimations, this also could lay bare to some a tomb of sorts for those that were fallen and dedicated to Hyleia. And that's another reason why gods were here to just watch over it.
Now someone wants undead, so they've either only desecrated or potentially reusing these soldiers, maybe for their own end.
Could
I
be.
like that idea.
Is there any magic in this room, by the way, with my detect magic?
None that you can tell.
What's the cage thing?
Make a perception check.
21.
21. You're able to look in it and you see that there appears to be a small key.
In the cage?
in the cage.
Is it open? Closed?
Appears to be closed. And
There
with
seem to
that, with
be-
that 21, I'll note that there does appear to be a slot for a key at the base of the goddess to the goddess statue.
Does there appear to be anything else that is opened? Or look like something could have moved, like a slab of stone?
Nope, not in this room.
Sure.
Can my mage hand just grab the key from between the bars and take it out?
Easily done. The bars are wide enough to where you're able to sneak it through and then bring it out.
She had that in a video.
Got a
Could
key?
I could I put the key in the
Sure.
statue? Yes.
Perfect.
So many hydrates.
Yeah, no kidding. I need to fix that.
I'm catching up. I'm catching up.
I'm not. I'm ignoring it. As
Ban.
Time out.
you take the key and then slide it into the keyhole at the base of the statue. You take it and then turn it, and suddenly the statue begins to move to the right, revealing a little bit of a hallway that wraps around as the statue slides and reveals a passageway right about here.
Well, that was pretty cool. Why did they put it in a cage?
Backed it? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe
Does the cage
puzzles?
look like it goes with the... Does it look kind of crudely made, I guess, if that makes sense? Or does it look like it's a part of the temple?
It looks like it
Does
was
not belong.
Yeah, it looks like it was crudely made, like almost that of mixture of metal and sticks and scraps with loose bits of twine wrapped around it.
Oh.
So, yeah,
Doesn't look like it belongs here.
no.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it was just their poor attempt of trying to keep us from getting it.
Yep, is your best estimation.
Shall we proceed?
I think so.
Okay.
Armor first.
And as you walk in, you see a room with 5 sarcophagi, 2 on either side, and then 1 at the very top.
Be on guard. I don't like this.
The one on top seems to be elevated just a little bit. Go ahead and make perception checks for me.
15.
Okay.
21.
Nice.
21.
So, Scissory, you're in front of me. I can't. It's fine. I'll just stay in the back. I can't see. 1.
22.
22. So Reyna got a 15. So as you all are looking around, those who got a 15 or higher, you look at the head sarcophagi and notice that the stone slab appears to have been recently lifted up based upon the fresh scuff marks. And at the base of it appears to be almost a symbol of a bird with wings outstretched in a full wingspan.
Jaren, does that mean anything to you?
You know, wings.
I'm just curious. I'm just asking.
Would I recognize it?
Adek and Aaron, you don't need to roll. You would recognize that this is a symbol of a loft wing. This is part of the symbol of the royal family.
Wait, I see it better now.
What is there something about a Rito up there?
Close.
Not-
but
Kinda. It's
locked wing. is
Like an
correct term.
undead Rito?
No, it's
Well,
a bird.
it appears someone connected to the royal family is buried here.
Oh, fancy. Oh, can we read? Is there anything like writing on it?
Somebody pried open that, so we should
I
be careful.
would be very careful.
Can I like read some of the other sarcophagi to see if there's anything written about like who's buried here?
Yeah, what you're able to gather is that these were once holy warriors dedicated to what's known as the Golden Order.
Does anyone know what the Golden Order is? Anybody?
Do I?
Is that the Paladins, Reyna, that you're speaking of?
Yes, that is the assumption, that these were the paladins.
Well, just wondering if it was, if this was a little secret passage, maybe people didn't know what it was. Maybe it's so old, like ancient,
It's a good question. I do know that Loftwings were also occasionally associated with the goddess Hyleia specifically.
Shall we investigate the room?
Need to know what
This
they want.
looks like a dead end, right?
As far as you can tell.
Sure.
Yeah, let's look.
Start walking in slowly.
Perfect. As you walk in, nothing really seems to trigger in here, which is the interesting part. At this point, go ahead and make investigation checks for me.
Oh,
14.
I think I'm starting to put something together.
22?
Yeah.
Okay.
Desiree, can you just go find a different one? Fine, I'll stand behind you.
19.
19.
You got a 1 again?
Weird, you can just stand close to me, Avon.
Obviously, that's what I'm doing.
All right, Scissory, what'd you get?
14.
14. Aaron and Adek, as you're looking around and walking around the room, Avum and Scissory, you're busy twin bickering right now. As Aaron and Adek, you look over and you do seem to notice that toward the end, about right here, toward the end of the room, there does appear to be almost like a little bit of a draft from a type of secret, potential secret door. You just need something to use it to activate and open it.
Okay. I might regret this. Can he look into like the sarcophagus that was like
Yeah.
recently opened?
It's not opened.
Didn't you say it was?
No, I said it was recently lifted up.
Lift it up. Oh, okay.
Like the coffin was lifted up, or
So
like a
the
top of
Okay, so the pedestal it's on was recently lifted up.
Okay.
Okay. That makes more sense.
Grinding stone.
Yeah, I know.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I was putting together.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can I see if I can?
That's you? Was that a
We-
laugh? Oh, okay.
It was a sneeze.
I was like, I should have dropped something. She could have been laughing. There's a lot of things I was
There's a
wondering
lot of
about.
possibilities.
What are you doing, Aaron?
You wanted? I was gonna go to the attic. It's like, attic. Can you help me like try and lift it? I guess.
Lift it up? Yeah,
It's-
I'll give it a try, for sure. Let's do it.
So you're trying to lift up the sarcophagi.
Platform.
Either that, yeah, basically. See if it'll go
Like-
up any further.
You want me to check? if
Okay,
the-
so all right.
Still lit?
I, as the DM, am getting confused. Are you opening it or are you lifting it?
Trying to lift it.
Okay.
Is it the platform or the sarcophagus that we're lifting? Like, what are you asking me to help you with?
Lift the sarcophagus.
Okay. I'll help you with that then.
Okay. Go ahead and make.
That is what I'm.
Yeah.
Sorry if that was confusing.
Yeah. Go ahead and make an athletics check.
Let's pump some more energy into that. 27? Yeah. 27.
15.
28. Sorry.
28. Jeez.
This sarcophagi is pure stone. It is incredibly difficult to lift, even with just two people. It doesn't budge.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't- no.
Can you
It's
slide it either? Can you, like, push it at all?
She's just like opening the lid, maybe.
That's what I'm trying to do.
That's what they're trying to do. Yes. But again, I could try and go see if the thing was still lit from upstairs while you guys are down here.
They don't leave us.
Or Scissory and I can go. Come back.
So, did we try the lid or did we try the whole thing?
Based upon what you guys were telling me, it was the whole thing.
Yeah, I thought you guys said the
I'll
whole
for the lid
thing.
now.
Yeah.
Let's do this with the lid.
Okay.
Changing
Do
it
that.
up.
My arms are hurt. My arms hurt.
All right. Go ahead and make an athletics check for me, Duch.
All right. I'll pump it again to be 20.
Perfect. As you... the lid falls off, and you see a decayed skeleton in almost golden armor. Two hands are holding onto a almost a rapier of sorts, with a symbol dedicated to a loft wing around its neck.
Any magic here?
Actually, the rapier is magical.
Interesting.
You also detect, in this whole area, you do detect there appears to be some magic in almost each sarcophagi. And you also do notice that there appears to be a healing potion, a base healing potion, in the sarcophagi as well.
Why would there be a healing potion inside?
Make a religion check.
First?
Seems like an odd place to put one. Seems very unpractical.
16?
This is a burial ritual.
Like an almost like Egyptian thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Is it bad to take said healing potion?
Not that you can. Superstition would say yes. Practicality would probably say no.
I'll use it.
Don't watch it. There's an alarm there.
Maybe I'll leave it.
ADT. Anyway. All right.
I mean, if these are the last place holy soldiers lay, or royalty, should we really be... I mean, would it be considered desecrating anything up here? I don't really understand culture here.
Superstition,
Again.
maybe, but practicality, no.
Fair. I mean, as long as you don't feel bad about it. I mean, I don't care either way, honestly, but...
I'm more curious where that breeze is coming from. I want to figure that out.
Hey, actually.
It's just really that looks like a nice rapier. Looks a little nicer than yours.
Raina, Light Realm Customs. Taking this thing or like a big no-no? Like would I, have the whole city after me or do I like
You just see Aaron just taking the whole potion of healing.
As long as I think people don't know, I think you'll be fine.
as long as people don't know?
I think you'll be fine.
How clear are the markings on the actual rapier, like identifying it?
Appears to be just a traditional rapier, very finely made. Since the deck is picking up magic, it is magical.
There's magic in all of them, by the way. If anybody wants to grave rob some more.
Let's not call it that. Artifact preserving is what Grandmama called it. So,
There you go.
True. Yeah.
Belongs in a museum.
Yeah.
More for curiosity's sake, I might as well. I'm gonna
They're
look
not-
through the rest of them if I can.
They're not
Is
using
it? Does it look like anything else in particular aside from like? Does it have like any distinct markings that it would look like?
Nothing in particular. This one, the only thing that really seems to be interesting about it is that it appears to be, the hilt almost seems to be that of a purple with green on the hilt. You don't necessarily signify anything of it. A deck, based upon legend, that this is clearly in honor of a very mythical legendary blade.
I
That's
think it's
about it.
made to look like a legendary sword.
Oh, interesting.
Let's cover up if you were worried.
Yeah, wrap it a little bit or something.
I want to look at like where the air is coming from and just like why this thing raised and maybe see if there's anything that can be moved or slid or doors that open or anything like that.
All right. Go and make a perception check for me then.
I'll be helping Aaron look at other stuff.
All right, easily done. With that, you're able to move over the other lids, and you're able to find similar things, but mainly this time it's just potions and individual and skeletons adorned in golden armor with the symbol of the Loftwing around their necks. And it appears to be those appear to be necklaces, by the way. So, and with the deck, what'd you get for your perception check?
16.
16. With that, it appears that this door, this wall, can indeed slide. It just needs something to activate it.
Oh, by the way, I took the sword.
Perfect. Yeah.
How many healing potions in total?
So that'd be 5 base healing potions in total.
And you took one, the main one. I'll just take the other 4 and then hold on to them until someone wants them.
Is there anything that the platform has that would be an activator on it?
The only thing that you really see is the symbol of a Loftwing.
How about these necklaces?
Yeah, somebody give me a necklace.
And as you put it in, it fits perfectly. But it seems that one is not big enough, or at least tall enough, wide enough, I should say. It seems that you maybe need more.
And the main one.
Grab that one.
You put a second one in, it fits in perfectly as well.
Or all of them.
Yes, let's get all of them.
All of them. Take them all.
Yeah.
And as you put all 5 of them in, it fits perfectly, and then suddenly it sinks in a little bit, and you look up and you notice that the back wall slides open, leading to a long hallway, dark. But the interesting part here, let's see, is that there appears to be almost tracks of sorts that would have been used almost for mining or transportation potentially to get the guards more quickly from here to town. Any carts are currently cast off to the side in this massive hall, in this massive tunnel.
Aaron, can you see if there are recent travel down here or anything? Kind of use the dancing lights to kind of help.
Can I see if they're recently used?
Make a survival check.
Yes.
Since it's under a forest, does he still get...
No.
To be fair, I was going to ask that too.
No.
Since it's on a planet that has a forest?
Since we can still smell it on us since we grabbed plants from it? No.
Modified 20.
Modified 20. As you're looking around, you kind of bend down, put your wing down to try and reveal any tracks. You do detect tracks, and you see that there are indeed footsteps leading down to the end of this tunnel, or however long it goes. It seems to be going on for almost miles and miles. And also you look and you see what appears to be drag marks. Perfect for the size of a crate.
Yeah.
Does
Whoever
this tunnel
goes in
head
there.
the direction of Loreline?
Yep.
Okay.
If anything, this is how they got the crystals in the town.
Oh.
Potentially. Do you think Error is hiding around here?
Well, if he was, he would have done something, I'm assuming.
I'm seeing some catchphrases he might agree with. So
I know. What if he did that?
yeah, we should definitely keep a watch out.
Angry graffiti, you know, because we totally exposed him.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We can keep an eye out. Can I like swing this sword around, see if it does anything exciting?
It doesn't do anything really all that exciting. But one thing you do notice is that your attacks with it seem to be almost even more precise.
Okay. Do you guys mind if I use this?
Go for it. It's
Yeah?
all yours.
Okay. Okay. Pretty cool. Okay, I'm gonna test it.
Go
Like
ahead
that plus
and
your little lightning thing.
go ahead and
pretty
add a +1 rapier to your inventory.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We just grave robbed like 5 healing potions. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. I just wanted to
Yeah.
make sure, one of you weren't like sad that I was going to use it, but
I am the saddest. I'm gonna keep on looking at the rest of the room. Just to see if we missed anything, but mainly he's trying to understand. So obviously this seems to be like a little secret area.
Yeah.
But was there any other purpose of like a desecration or anything substituted out or changed out or desecrated in here? Like as a purpose for like a cult guy or like religious effect, or was it just him using the path? You know what I mean? Like, was there any other stuff going on?
This seems to be using more of a path. There are mine carts almost cast to the side. There appears to be any sense of things that would have made it useful have been either deactivated in some capacity. So,
But nothing new for the
No.
creepy mouth or wind stuff. Okay, cool.
not as far as you can tell. Not in here. This area seemed to have been largely untouched. It's just seemed to be almost everywhere else.
Were there other rooms or ways to go in here? Or this is
by and large a
rapid
main tunnel. What you can tell is it was most likely used in ancient times as a way to get guards and paladins from the town to here more rapidly.
You said
Do we
there are
go
mine
in-
carts here?
There are.
That way?
yeah, I'd be fine with seeing where this leads.
I mean, no sign of Shad back here. Would we try and hope that there's something down here in between here and Lurline?
Yeah.
Let's hope.
I guess worst case, we're back in Lurline and no one knows we left.
Hey, Reyna, no more trouble.
Yeah, see, Raina? It all works out.
Yeah, we'll see. So
Minus the people we told we left, but
There wasn't any other paths, right? Like, it's
No.
not like we... Okay, just making sure.
yeah, no. This seemed to be a very small temple and tomb dedicated to old paladins and a god. It was very simple.
Okay, cool.
even we'll just take a moment putting the lids back and then not like fully saying a prayer, but just kind of giving respect to just thank you for what you're helping us do.
Yeah. Simple
Sacrifice.
Yeah, simple act of respect. Love it.
Yeah. He's not a desecrator, but he's also,
Yeah,
practitioner.
exactly.
Thanks for helping.
Sidle up over to Aaron, just be like, so you find what you're looking for?
No.
Was it this? Hold on.
Excuse me, having a private conversation.
Sorry.
Well, to be fair, if I did find it, you wouldn't know.
Just wondering if this is a waste to you. If you feel like you accomplished something.
So far, it's just another lead. Just went nowhere, so.
Perfect.
Well, we want to keep going down the tunnel. Maybe we'll find something there.
Maybe.
I'm like swishing the sword around a little bit, like to see if Aaron reacts to it.
He's watching intent. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm waiting for the wink.
I love it. As you all are walking, the tunnel goes on for hours. There's only the sound of dripping water, the smell of mildew against the squishing noises of the dirt mixed with the water. When suddenly you hear sounds of groaning and struggle up ahead. What do you do?
I'm going.
Yeah, dancing lights all over.
Great. As you put the dancing lights out, you look and you come across this familiar sight of the sewers of Lurline. You see stacks of crates. Some are torn asunder with crystal shards scattered about. There are also several wounded guards of Lurline and also dead cultists scattered about the floor. You see one guard is holding onto a wound leaned up against a crate, and you see steps on the other side, steps leading up to a closed off door. He just yes.
No, I was gonna run up to him.
He looks and goes. He holds out a sword, just points at you, and is like, "Who are you all?"
Easy friend. Easy.
Friends of
Here to
Ike
help.
and
Jimmy.
Jimmy.
I'm so bad at names.
I know.
It's something I'm not.
I know, it's fine. He was like, we were caught off guard. We were sent down here by Jimmy to to see what we could. Oh, you're
I was
gonna
gonna use cure wounds on him.
I was like, to save the cure wounds for a potion.
Okay. Are you sure you use cure wounds?
Yeah, I'll use cure wounds.
That will be your last spell slot, just so you know.
Yeah, Avon was walking in with a potion in case you wanted to save that. Because we found him. All right. Puts it back.
Okay. And with that, he goes, Captain Jimmy told us to come down here under your word, apparently, that there were cultists in the sewer, some of those lines. We found them. 9 points. Thank you. He looks and goes, we came down here. We found Era. But his men were too much for us. He points out with a bloody hand and just points to the door. He took Shad into that room. They are doing some sort of ritual. I don't know what. We're going to see what we can do out here. Do what you can.
Was Shad actively participating, or did he not seem like he was into it?
He looks like he was being taken captive.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go, guys. Right?
Yeah, I'm ready. Anything else? Anything else notable?
Nothing I can really tell. It just seems to be that there appears to be these guards are winded and on their last leg, and like this struggle was fairly recently.
And no one mortal. Everyone kind of stable.
Everyone's kind of stable. Those who are already dead are dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Addict, if you can get that door open.
Yeah, I'll lead the way and go to the door. I'll just.
all right,
Going in loud.
make an athletics check for me.
Athletics.
Can help him.
22.
Go ahead and make an athletics check, Scissory, since you said you're gonna help him.
Yeah.
22.
22 left? Does he need it?
8. 9.
8. You get up there and you try your best, and you're like, I got this. And then you push aside a deck and you just roll it. And you look, and as you enter into
They totally loosened it.
this room,
Yeah.
and I'm going to go ahead and
So strong.
swap on over. You see this before you, as you see several platforms with bridges across. In the center is Error holding a knife to a Shad's throat. You see 2 cultists in almost purple type robes with almost seems like elements of the robes are blowing with slight wind against it. Error looks at you all and just says, I should have known you 4 would have been intervening.
Can I get a shot off?
What can we say?
Are we rolling for initiative?
Am I rolling for initiative or can I get a shot off?
Aaron, man of no words.
You are rolling for initiative.
Okay.
All
I
right.
have to be sure.
Yep. As we are now in boss fight zone.
Woo. Let's do it.
Oh, yeah.
And it should be noted, Error seems to be just completely surrounded by almost like a purple type wind energy. All right. And with that, a deck. What's your initiative?
15. Oh, 17. I rolled a 15 on the die. 17.
What's your dexterity?
It's 14.
Okay. Avum.
Dirty 20.
Scissory.
9.
9.
Mhm.
And Aaron.
Natural 20 for 25.
25. All right. Well, the good news is
25.
you are able to get your shot off as you are going first.
Yeah, I was gonna shoot error.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll for me.
Oh. The window is curious though. 19.
Okay. He is going to look at you and says, I don't think so. And he's using cutting words on that, and that 19 is brought down to a 15. That misses.
Oh.
Now he really hates him.
I love cutting words. So fun.
Okay.
All
Bonus action. I'll just put my 100 mark on him.
You've had 3 spell slots, sir. You've used
That's
3
right.
spell
That's right.
slots.
Never mind. I can't do anything else.
Yep. You can
Thank you for
move if you
reminding me,
want.
because I actually did forget. How tall is the room?
The room is about 40 feet tall. And you do also
Okay.
notice that at the end there appears to be stairs leading somewhere.
Okay. I will actually fly around 5, 10, 15, 20, right here.
Perfect. And with that, Avum, you're up.
Cool. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Avum is going to... Yeah. Avum's gonna run up, kind of bumping past Scissory, and just kind of going, Sis, you and I? And is going to run up to kind of like take his shield to kind of bash up against him a little bit, and then hold an attack until an ally is within 5 feet of this guy.
I like it. And with that, Duch, you are up.
Quick question.
Yeah.
They're standing in the purple energy, but it's not like doing anything to them.
Shad and Error are currently. Shad looks completely bloodied and beaten up. He looks like he's potentially on his last legs.
Okay. Tell me if this is a possibility. Can
Okay.
I just run and my full movement up to what's his face and shove him back?
That would be a shove action, so that would be a part of your. So that would be in place of your attack action.
Yep.
So you could totally do that. That'd
Like
be.
to break the grapple, basically, of him
Yeah.
holding on to him.
I'll allow that.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and certainly do that.
So I will just charge my full movement up to him. Big push to break it. Break the grapple. And do I just roll athletics for
Yep.
that? Okay, I don't think he's gonna do anything with this. That's a 24.
As it looks, and he's holding the knife, it looks like he's about to press it and cut into and slit Error's throat, or I'm sorry, Shad's throat. You do manage to push him out, and he does break the. It does break the grapple as he is forced out. Now, technically, you do provoke an AOO from this guy. From the
Yeah, that's fine.
so he's going to go
Thank you.
ahead and swing his dagger at you, as that's going to
I'm assuming
miss.
this guy.
Yeah, with a 6,
Yeah.
that's going to miss.
I focus.
And I will healing word Shad.
Okay.
Nice.
My bonus action for
Cool.
that would be 6 points of health back.
Perfect. All right. Back. Okay, and with that, is that just gonna be your turn to deck?
Yeah, that's my turn.
Turn.
Perfect. Good. Yeah. Good turn. All right. Next up is gonna be.
Can I make him prone instead of pushing him 5 feet back? Is that an option with the shove?
technically no, it's just knocking back.
Okay.
So, all right. So this guy is going to look up to Aaron, and the wind suddenly drops, and he mutters something in a language that you can't understand. It almost sounds like whispers, and I need you to go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh dear.
Wow.
Wisdom saves.
Yep.
19.
You feel as he almost like takes out a bit of a crystal, crushes it, and blows it as wind starts to wrap around and blow onto you. You feel almost your muscles tense up and freeze for a second, but you shake it off and you manage to keep on flapping. You resisted. All right. Next up is Raina's turn, as she is
Wish we had counterspell.
Right.
going to go up here with both her scimitar, summoning them as a bonus action. She's going to put one scimitar behind her head, take out and fire, and shoot 3 beams of magic missile onto Error.
Eldritch Blast.
That's going to be 10 points of force damage to Error. And next up is Scissory.
Okay. Yeah, Ava being like, we doing this? She's like, yeah. So I rush over 5, 10, 15, 30. And
Go ahead and make your attack. You can both go ahead and make your attacks. We'll do Scissory, and then Avum, you can go ahead and make an attack after.
advantage, correct?
Yep.
Would they both be at advantage?
Yes, they're both at advantage.
Yeah. 21?
Oh, yeah, that hits.
$13.
Okay, he needs to make a concentration check.
Hey.
The wind dissipates.
Nice.
All right,
That's
go
awesome.
ahead and make your attack, Avum.
Ugh. Yeah. Yeah, it would be a 15.
That hits. Since he lost concentration, that hits now.
So dagger. 5 plus sneak attack, because I'm a rogue, even though I forget it. 6 points of dagger damage.
Perfect. All right.
Stabby.
Stabby. All right. Well, it is Boyo's turn. And he is going to go ahead and look back, sneer just a little bit, and go back and grab your arm, Scissory. And he is going to go ahead and make an attack roll. That's a natural 20.
Reroll.
Reroll. All right.
Roll.
Okay, before damage.
That'll probably still hit, but it's going to be way less. Actually, that might not hit. That's a 15.
Oh, no, it doesn't hit.
As it looks, and just suddenly you see intense wind with black energy surging around it. You begin to feel a little bit of your life force be drained, Scissory, but then at that last second, the clock winds back, and you prevented big ouch.
Big ouch.
You probably just hear Scissory, as in like something actually happened. We're like, nothing happened, bro.
Okay.
What happened?
Look, he missed. What a loser.
You're just feeding her ego, man. That's all it is.
And at which
The
point,
downfall of his skill.
exactly, he's going to. Arrow's going to laugh and then just look and point his dagger at Shad and is going to cast another natural 20.
Do it again, and it doesn't work.
Yeah, because
I only have
reactions.
it twice. Yeah.
Oh,
Plus, I only have it twice.
wait a minute.
That was
Technically,
my second one. Yeah.
Technically, that would have been your third one.
Oh. Well,
Because
no, plus I can't do it because of the
held action.
Yeah, so I can't. The nat 20 still goes on her.
Yeah, the nat 20 technically
What?
still.
I
Okay,
use
so
my reaction to attack him, so I don't have a reaction to save you.
Oh.
yeah, so yeah.
Held action.
I didn't know that's how it worked.
Held actions.
I did not know that.
Yeah, held actions
yeah,
burn
reaction
react.
trigger.
So
Oh.
I did not
Okay.
know that.
That's the risk of holding them.
Oh, I had no idea. Huh.
I was
Okay.
with that wrong for a while.
11.
Whoops.
So in reality, Scissor, you actually take 14 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
I rolled
Try
low,
to do it.
thankfully.
Ouch.
But he's gonna take it, and so he error still crits on Shad, and that is going to be 16 points of fire damage. Oh wait, actually more. 16. Actually, 27 points of fire damage.
Ugh.
And Shad just goes onto the ground and just is kneeling. He's looking hurt. At this point, Aaron, you're up.
Okay. You said these are bridges, right? So there's an
Yes.
underneath them. Okay.
There'd be. It's a small clearing, like 5 foot, but yes,
Can I fly under it?
yes, you would be able to.
Okay. I'm gonna fly under to about here.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna shoot at error again.
Okay. Go ahead, make an attack roll.
I'm just completely ignoring the other guy at the moment.
That's fine.
That is 17 plus 9, 20 something. Oh, God.
17 plus 9, that's 26. That hits.
26. Thank you. I can't math. Did Eric take damage already or no? He
has taken damage from Reyna.
Okay, perfect. That means I can use Colossal Slayer.
Yep.
That's an 8. So another 8, so 16 plus 5, 21.
21 points of damage. Dang, dude.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait.
I rolled max, thankfully. Ooh.
Dang. All right. And Aaron, as you take a shot, you see the arrow plunge into Error's shoulder. He looks back just with a growl, almost like a growl, and suddenly you all hear outside of the door as it's rolled shut, intense screaming and yelling from the guards outside. Avum, you're up.
I don't like that.
Don't like that, but all right. Yeah, he's just gonna try and take it down as quick as he can. It doesn't matter this turn, but I had a quick question on held
Yes.
action. So, like, I know a bonus action to weapon fighting, you have to take the attack.
Yes.
You can't do that if you hold the action, right?
Correct.
Okay. I just want to make sure for future.
Yeah,
How that
no,
works.
I love the question.
All right. So, first attack, way better. A 24.
Yes, that hits.
Yeah, doing the same thing.
Great.
Yeah, the guy in front of him.
I love how you pointed at your screen like physically.
I am
Like,
so
we can
I
used.
do that all the time.
I'm
yeah.
so used to DMing in person that I'm used to like this boil right here.
That's the one.
Almost max damage, but that's 8 plus 5, so 13 dagger damage. And then I'll
Okay.
bonus action with how does that work? No,
If
I'd
you're-
have to have something in my second hand, wouldn't
Yes, you would.
I?
You could bonus action cast a spell.
Can I don't have any spells. Can I
Oh,
drop the shield and take the second dagger out in the same turn? Or no?
I'll allow it.
Okay. He's just like dropping the shield, seeing like Scissor kind of getting hurt, and then he's gonna go for the second attack.
Perfect.
Yeah, Scissor looks pretty hurt.
Natural 20.
Okay, so this is gonna be go ahead and roll 2d4.
So 7.
Yeah, you don't get sneak
10
attack and you don't add
Yeah.
your dexterity.
Oh, right. So 6 points.
6
Sorry.
points. Perfect. As you just take your dagger and just take it and plunge
That
it
was nice,
into
but still.
and plunge it into this guy's chest, and then pull it out. He collapses to the ground, and in that instant, suddenly the runes surrounding in the center of the room start to glow as energy surges and goes onto the guy, and suddenly his body begins to shift and change.
I really don't like this. Oh no.
Duch, you're up.
Okay.
All right.
And then
Pretty
he's
good.
just putting the bag forward so like Scissor could take a potion. But that's
Perfect.
all he's doing.
Oh, cool.
Gonna go
I
ahead.
will.
I don't like this.
Is it my turn? Or-
Yeah, it's your turn.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to run over to here, and I'm going to cast Thunder Wave in the direction of Hair.
All right. So that is going to be a what kind of a save on his part?
Constitution saving throw.
Constitution.
It's 15 feet. You're fine.
Okay, cool.
He's going
Just
to
wanna
look
be
at
sure.
you and he's going to smile, laugh, and say, "Nice try. Counterspell."
Ah! We were just joking about it.
Oh
We weren't serious. We weren't serious about the counterspell.
I was.
Is there any way I can use the rest of my movement just to kind of like push Shad a little farther behind me or something? Like defend him in any way
So
so he doesn't just get murdered by this guy?
I'll allow you to basically step in front of him to increase his AC.
Okay. Yeah, I'll block him and then pull my shield and sword out and be like, counterspell this.
I love it. All right. Next up.
Is that what we're supposed to say to you, Mark, when you pull out counter spells? Oh, I didn't know. Okay.
Is that the formula?
Counterspell.
It is like I'm just expecting just a full-on like John McClane just counterspell this. Oh, no. It's Trinity from the Matrix.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Dodge this. It's the other guy. He's going to look, and he looks at the door and looks back at Error, and this guy looks absolutely terrified. He is going to be recasting a spell on him, and suddenly the wind begins to wrap around him. That is his turn. Reyna has no idea what's happening. She's going to go ahead and move up and try to grab on to Shad. She's going to use her action to get him up and stand in front of him as well to increase his AC. And with that, Scissory, you're up.
Okay. Yeah, you say, is it for your campaign as well, bonus action to take a potion?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll just like grab a potion from there. Thank you! And chug it. Is it 2d4?
2d4 plus 2.
I don't know why I keep saying it's 2d4 plus 4. It's not the case.
Right? Yeah.
So, plus
Like-
6.
It rhymes.
It does.
Yeah.
Alliteration.
Okay. And then I'll look at Avum and be like, "Do you got him?" And I like point to Shad.
Sure.
Or do I got him?
You got him or I got him?
Go get error.
What? Perfect. That's what I was hoping. Okay, and then I'll like
You have lightning.
run.
You have
Yeah,
lightning.
run it. I'm gonna run and charge at Error.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I guess I can't go with lightning, so let's do this.
Oh, I had both of them mixed up in my head this whole time. I'm glad.
Oh,
I'm
really?
glad you pointed that out because I would have attacked the wrong token. Dang you, error! Plunges through Shad. No.
You don't all look the same.
I don't know if I hit. I got a 15.
On Error? No, you don't.
Yeah. Okay. I've not been rolling great. Okay. That's my turn.
Or do you add the +1? Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Worth a try.
And with
Maybe
that,
we could just ink out one more.
Error looks to the creature that's to the cultist that's transforming. His body seems to be growing and expanding with more limbs coming out and eyes starting to form
Uh-oh.
into his center. He looks and he smiles and just goes, soon they'll be here. I have no need for him anymore. And he's going to take the dagger, and he's going to go, and you see multiple images of himself form out. With that, at the top of the round, the cultist is no more. In its place...
Oh no, Abel.
Where is... Oh, 1 second. Where are you? What? Did it not upload? Are you serious?
Do it real quick. It's fine.
I had it. I specifically uploaded this thing. Okay. Well, I guess we're not going to have a token for Goma.
Aw.
So sad.
Oh wait, there it is.
Ah.
Hey!
I feel like that should be bigger.
It's going to be. I'm expanding it. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
Don't
There
worry.
you go.
As it appears
I was hoping.
right here, as
What are
it
you guys looking at?
as suddenly it just raises up and just slashes over, just. And you see Goma before you all.
You boss music.
And it is then going to run out and start to head up the stairs.
Oh no.
As
Ooh, we get opportunity attacks?
yeah.
Do I get an attack of opportunity on it?
I said yes.
Okay. I just didn't know who all got one.
It's at this point it would just be Abum and a deck.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
We'll take that then. 22 to hit.
Okay.
Funny.
Hold on.
And I think I get my sneak attack too, because the deck was within 5 feet, right?
No.
You don't get sneak attack for opportunity attacks.
Yeah, you do.
You do, but he's not.
can-
You?
But by the time a deck would have gotten it, it would have been here because it needs to leave the threatened square. So no, it wouldn't been. There would be no sneak attack. Now, if it was positioned here and you were here, then sure.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, but yes,
Cool.
no. Sneak attack is once per turn, not once per round. So if you get
Oh.
Like Sentinel.
yes,
Okay, interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah, you can double it up. I think technically you can triple it up somehow. Anyways, but so Shad doesn't count as a
no.
ally that's up. Okay.
Where's
Nice.
there it is.
I'm like wondering what you're looking up.
I was looking up my stats for Goma. They have disappeared into the ether.
Oh no. Class doesn't exist. We're fine.
No, this is not fine. I printed them off. Okay. This is why I write things down. All right. So what'd you get?
22.
22.
Funny.
20. You both managed to hit it.
8 points on my dagger.
8 points on my katana.
Perfect.
Aww.
Yeah. Did you want to maybe describe what Goma is for people that don't know?
Yeah, no, I was getting there.
No worries.
So, as you look, you see this giant creature with 6 limbs and arms, with a giant orange and yellow, red and yellow eye, almost spider-like in nature. It appears to have a mouth and pincers as it starts running and heading out. It starts to burst its way out into the streets above.
Row need.
All right. So it is currently up above. That is.
It's out of the room?
It's out of the room. And with that, come on, work with me. All right, Aaron, you're up.
I was kind of looking at Attic. Do I go after that thing or help you guys?
Let's do what you're gonna do.
It's just like a giant hole where this thing is coming from.
Yes,
where this thing is going.
And stone comes crumbling down. You look up and you hear these sounds of streets above as people are screaming.
Okay, I'm gonna make a really dumb call. I'm going after it.
All right. You go flying out of the room. Avum, you're up.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead 5, 10. As my action, I'm gonna force feed another potion to Scissory.
All right.
As it's kind of like, good, do your thing. Dude.
Cool. I'll roll.
5 points of healing,
Oh, you rolled. Okay.
and then I'll use the rest if I can get to the other side of error. I don't know if I'm gonna be allowed to or not, but
Yeah, it'll work. You can move. You can move through allies. Fine.
cool. And I'm sorry, I kind of misunderstood earlier. So Shad's still up,
Yes.
right? He's not unconscious. Yeah, okay. So that's what he's doing.
Error doesn't care anymore.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. A deck.
All right.
Actually, no, never mind. I'm fine. Just kidding. Go.
Okay.
Go.
I'm gonna try it again. I'm doing a thunder wave at air.
All right.
Constitution saving throw.
That's a 1. He fails.
All right. So he will take
Yeah.
full damage and then be thrown 10 feet backwards.
How much damage? 10?
No, let me roll for it.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. 10 feet. That's what you said. So this is
10
4.
feet backwards.
Yep.
11 thunder damage.
Nice.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm staying with him for now.
All right.
I'll get up to the edge here.
It's the cultist's turn. He is not going to do anything. Well, correction. He is going to do something. He is going to start running this direction because he is terrified of whatever's coming that way. You're just hearing more. The screams are starting to lessen and lessen as you hear sounds of arcane and almost intense heavy weaponry being used. Reyna is going to go ahead and grab Shad, and she's going to go ahead and start moving with Shad at half movement up there. Scissory, you're up.
So is the water shallow?
No, he is Error is currently swimming.
Okay. So question, if I attack him jumping into the water, is that
You would be at disadvantage because you don't have a swim speed.
Okay.
Could she reach him from the platform, the 5 feet?
Yeah, could I hit him if I'm right here?
Yeah, because it's a 5 foot tall, so yeah, you'll be able to hit him.
Oh, cool. So I can't get him. Okay.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if I had to get in the water.
No, you're good.
Okay. Okay.
Stabby,
That's
stab.
nicer. I would like to stab.
Stabbity, stab.
If he's swimming, do I get advantage on the roll?
No,
Okay. I didn't know if there was a.
no.
Alrighty.
That doesn't start.
Okay. 19 on the die plus 5.
Voice.
So 24.
Yeah, that's gonna work.
Okay. And I'm going to do a smitey smite.
Okay.
I can imagine that just electrifies all the water.
It's flavored as lightning. It doesn't actually do lightning damage.
Aw. That would have been cool, though.
Yeah.
He is not undead, I'm assuming.
He is not.
Okay.
I like the question.
So, yeah, just in case. Let's see. I just want to make sure. I'm still not used to smite. It's 2d8? Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. Ooh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, hold on. Math. $29.
29. So, as you go and just plunge your blade into it as it lightning strikes, you manage to look it up. This is, the master will come, and you plunge him right into the heart, and he is dead.
Now you
Nice.
get your kill.
Finally.
The one that mattered.
Yeah.
Well, there's still Goma.
Wow.
There was
This
a
guy tried to assassinate me, so.
And
That's also fair.
at the,
personal.
and at the top of the round, you see the door open up, and from there you see an armored figure in gold plate wielding a ball and chain, and a woman dressed in purple robes wearing a hat. The woman looks at the man armor and says, "Well, Onyx, I think these heroes have done our job for us. I think our job is done here." And Aaron, you're gonna have to spend the rest of your turn to go ahead and fly out. To go ahead, and that'll be your turn then.
Yep.
Perfect. Avum.
Cool. So Onyx. All right. He's gonna go back. So 5, 10, 15, 20. Picking up his shield.
Okay.
Putting that back on. Kind of looking up and then kind of looking back. He's gonna just look at the cultists and toll the dead.
Okay.
You look unsure about these two. Just like, oh yeah, you're here.
Yeah, that's a that's a fail. He rolled a 2, so that's a total of a 4.
And he wasn't hurt.
He was not hurt.
Yeah, I ignored him.
8 points necrotic. And I'll drop back 10 more feet as I'm kind of just like looking at my friends and just kind of making sure Shad and Reyna are kind of protected as they're trying to get out.
And with that, Duch, you're up.
I will look at the people who just came in and just be like, "You send that? Was that the creature that came through that way, or did the screams only?"
The screams came from that way with the guards. There's no sound coming from that area. That's from the area where you guys came from.
Okay. The guy transformed into Goma.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm gonna remove his token.
I'll just be like, "What did you do to those guards?" And sort of walk this direction.
I wouldn't try it, boy. They're dead. And if you want to join them, then feel free to challenge us.
And who are you?
I am Viren, the Shadow Sorceress. And this is one General Onyx.
They look familiar at all?
Nope.
Yeah.
Can we talk, or are we talking within turns right now?
More or less, we're going to be treating out of combat right now. But yes, you can talk as more or less the cultist is just in fear of what's going to happen. Aaron will come back to you in a moment.
You with him, and I like put my thumb back like to like Arab's body behind me.
He had failed us, so we were coming to clean up loose ends.
Oh, well, you're welcome then. And I am just kind of moving back here. I'm holding my sword out.
If you want to challenge us, it'll be your death. I believe you have a city to save, heroes.
Did you want that thing summoned?
Is the magic circle changing at all, or is it still going?
It is inert.
Okay.
Interesting. Can I like take in any details I can about them? Kind of like to remember anything maybe notable about them.
The armor on General Onyx is very notable, as he's also wielding a massive ball and chain. Viren seems to be dressed in magely robes, purple and black in nature.
I'm gonna just go over to the edge here, reach down, grab air from the water,
Okay.
and then pull him out, and then I'm gonna start taking off towards the city.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna look too at them, and they're just standing there.
They're standing there, not engaging.
Okay. Can I quick search Air's body to see if there's anything about, like, anything important, especially that might, like, hint at whatever this thing was?
I have him on my back. I'm going.
Oh, you're taking him. I thought you
Yes.
just put him on the
No.
ground and then you, like, ran away from him
No,
like that.
he's fireman carrying.
Okay, that makes way more sense. Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, I mean, I think I'll just be like, I feel like we'll see you again. And then I just, like, book it out.
Perfect.
I take Ava, drag him out if he's not, but
Oh yeah, no, I'm probably dragging you, more being like, not our fight. Let's get Shad out of here.
Perfect.
yeah, no, she's thinking of heading the other way too, especially because people are like in trouble over this way. So
Perfect. And as you're having this conversation, Aaron, you fly out and you just see Goma just on the rooftops of the city. She is spitting suddenly fireball off, like almost bolts of fire from her mouth and hitting bits of building as it goes exploding. Rooftops and come crumbling down. People are running in the streets, not showing what to do as people fire archers up at the creature as it's jumping from rooftop to rooftop. And you're taking in this sight when your friends come up above. And that's what we'll pick up next week.
crazy.
Chaotic fight, I know. But y'all did a great job.
Thank you.
Wait.
So we'll pick up next
Accidentally
week. Yeah.
helping with the ritual, you know.
We'll
Love it.
We'll pick up next week as we'll start with another roll for initiative with a fight against Queen Goma. So this will be a fun one. Yeah. So with that, let's go ahead and jump on over to the main screen. Again, thank you all so much for hanging out. We went a little long this week, but it was a good one. Come back next week for the climactic fight and showdown against Goma. It's going to be a great time. I'm excited for it. Apart from that, check us out tomorrow night on Bardic Dice for Silence and Mike and I for Wild Beyond the Witchlight. It's going to be a great time. Again, thank you all so much for hanging out. Till next time, keep rolling those dice. Bye.